Testing, testing, ladies and gentlemen. Can you hear me? Hope you're all doing well. And yeah, most likely we're going to be sinking to the depths today. I have not played Vampire Ghost in ages, but we're going to be figuring it out and, singing some sea shanties along the way. All right, so we got our first round opponent. Let's go ahead and get them all squared away here. Going to set up a lobby, and there we go. Join this lobby there. All right. Yeah, we're going to be learning Vampire Coast today. Trial by Fireman. Yeah. Nice, Ricochet. Well, I'm glad you made it. And we're going to be playing against the Chorfs, the Chaos Dwarves, I think. All right, that's interesting. Not sure what to expect here against the Dowie Czar. I guess, yeah, probably a lot of like Archer equivalents, right? Is going to be my guess. Yeah, to the locker. We're going to be probably... I think we're going to probably go like 1-3 today, man. There's so many good players playing tonight, and man, I suck at Coast. So, yeah, maybe to the pits we go. All right, so let's go ahead and get our opponent here. It's going to be Hitman Hippo. All right. And let's go ahead and get this done. Picks and bans for round uno. Who is top of the bracket? They are, so you ban first. You ban first. All right. Yes. So just chatting it up with our opponent here, getting it all squared away. Hey, Anticity, are you playing tonight, man? I hope you're playing Vampire Coast. I'd love to see you on them as well. Yeah, it's going to be good. I hope it's into the trash we go. I think that's a very apt analogy for how this is going to go. Oh, man. Oh, man, oh, man. Okay, so we're against Chaos Dwarves here. Death and Step has been banned. We'll play Lair. Looks like have fun. Do we want to play Lair? Yeah, I don't hate that. We'll play the Arachnarok Lair, probably. All right. It's a good map. It is a good, solid map. You're playing Slaanesh? Oh, God, I hope I don't have to play you. I played Slaanesh the other day, and it felt pretty good, honestly. They felt strong, but I think in your hands, Slaanesh might be overpowered, but in the hands of an average player, I think they don't feel too bad anymore. If Pavane is restricted, then I think it's a little bit more fair. Pavane is what really cracks open that faction, I think, is the Rampage. Because you could just kind of click a unit, and it guarantees death with the amount of DPS you can present. All right, where the hell? I don't even know where Vampire Coast is on the freaking roster selection. I'm like, where are we? What planet are we on? A hot, steaming Queen Bess. Oh my God, no, don't put that evil on me. All right, so let's get the blocker up here. And it's go time. What are we going to play? Against Chaos Dwarves, of all things? All right, so they're going to have their little archers and whatnot, right? Yeah, most likely going to have the archers. And for the lore choice, Celestra is always a pretty good choice just because of her ability to get the damn Knights Errant in the backfield. Luther Harkin is kind of badass too, but if they bring Deathstreak rocket launchers, you're just going to have a really, really bad time. All right, so we're going to get you. We're going to do this and cut that, cut this. All right, all right. You're a longtime Warhammer lore nerd, but a noob in terms of Warhammer 3 play. I'm learning Kislev. Kislev is very good, Daddy. Yeah, they're a solid faction. They can do quite a bit of work. All right, so where do we want to go from here? Yar, fiddly yar. That looks good. And then for our next disappearing act, probably going to want a bunch of these guys. We're going to have to deal with the mobility. Do we bring the bloated corpses and really send a message? That's how we defeat our opponents here, guys. The dreaded bloats. Fear the Bloatimus Maximus. All right. Yeah, kind of some cool options. I mean, in theory, you think Queen Bess might be okay here, but Queen Bess would just get wrecked by a Deathstreaker, so you're going to have a really bad time with that max crab spam. Yeah. It can work. It can definitely work. So, all right, he's probably going to bring, like, Infernal Guard Fireglaves, those kind of things, I would guess, are going to be on the table. Let's get two of you guys. Rather expensive, aren't we? Okay. Seeing how I can get those to be affordable. Perfect. Oh my God, he's ready already. I don't like that. Okay. Let's do this. And where are we? I was kind of thinking about the deckhand Morgul Haunters, like getting a little bit of action out of those guys. They could be kind of sneaky against the Chaos Dwarves, right? I mean, what do we have to worry about? Bull Centaur Renders, Fireglaves, those kind of pieces. Tricksy hobbits. All right, so we're going to get this, and we're going to get that. Okay, I'm starting to like the build. It's coming together nicely, I think. Got that, and that's going to be... Wow, that character is so expensive. Jesus. Jeez Louise. Vampires can be pricey, man. They can be pricey. Let's see here. All right, scrolling up here. Perfect, perfect. Who is better, Vampire Counts or Coast? Vampire Counts are probably stronger. Congrats, Paul, man. Congrats, brother. All right, what do we got cooking, man? We obviously want Scurvy Dogs galore, right? Scurvy Dogs and Fellbats, I think, are going to be pretty essential here. A single cannon could be kind of a cute idea against Dwarfs. Deck Dropper Bombers. That's not a terrible idea. Pistol Mobs with the Vanguard, with the fur. Lamprey's Revenge are all right. Yeah, how do we grind through the melee? Probably going to need animated Hulks, I would suspect. These guys are okay there. So what do they have? Are they sneaky hobbitses? They are. Okay. There is a fell bat in the air. Okay, let's bring one of you. You're checking to see if there's anything watching. I saw none. Then you started stream, so now I'm probably going to have to watch a game or two. I got you, Stian. It's going to be fun. Don't worry. You're going to love it. Mortars, yeah, mortars unfortunately are just always a bit of a disappointment, I find. A deck dropper gunner could be an interesting option on this map. Just maybe like one, like deep set. Deck dropper bombers are bugged. Don't bring them. Sounds good. I won't bring them. Thank you. Thank you for the heads up. Why are they bugged, by the way, though? What's the issue with them? What is the issue? So yeah, Chaos Dwarves, can they really bring like bully characters? Not really, right? Yeah, I don't think they can. Sirens, what are Sirens good against here? So they have Kadai Fireborn, so the Sirens are probably a bit of a liability, I would say, but maybe having one utility Siren just to like flank a position and get capture weight there quickly is good. Just kind of thinking out loud a little bit. Bombers are good for crushing melee units. Yeah, I actually remember playing this matchup not too long ago against Alexander and actually having a hard time with it. I'm trying to remember what he brought. I don't think it was these units, that's for sure. You should bring at least one bloated corpse per match. Always, dude. Always feared the bloat. Okay, I'm going to switch up my build right now. I'm the one who's taking a long time this time here with the big thinking. All right, let's get you. I think that looks better. Yeah, this build is coming together a little bit nicer. Now I can get a much wider build, which is going to be good. Okay, and then let's get you and you and you. So he's obviously going to have lower fire, right? He's going to have Burning Head. Although this map does have some really, really unfortunate line of sighting. I know that there can be some weirdness with the line of sighting on this map, so you got to watch out for that. Otherwise, you're going to have a bad time. All right, let's get you there. And, all right, I like that build. I think it's quite good. So next up, probably another one of these guys. I think they're going to be very good for the bump and grind. Let's get you. Animated Hulks, I think, are also quite good. And do we want to get like a cannon or anything crazy like that? I don't think so. Could get like a basic deck dropper. The 700 one maybe is viable too. It's a bit of a distraction piece. They could just like fly around the side and be annoying. Yeah, 20 sack of maximum bombers. Yeah, seems pretty smart if you ask me. Okay, so that's good. And then we're going to want to get a pistol mob in there. I think that looks good. GLHF, we almost have enough here. Do I bring out the bloated corpse to put the fear in my opponent? I think we do. All right, yeah. Let's do it. Let's see how this goes. This is going to be fun. Can the deck dropper thing be explained? Do you mean lore-wise? I mean, it's Warhammer Fantasy. Shit gets kind of wild over here, you know? It's all over the place. We're playing a top-tier player. If we end up losing our first two games and just getting like punched right in the dong, then we're just gonna go bring like penta-bloated corpses in our later games. This will be the Dregs tournament where we descend into the pits of hell and just go further and further and spiral downward and downward here. Well, this map isn't good for cannons and like direct shooting, so I was gonna go like some artillery because if it was like an open field map, I would just artillery spam against Chaos Dwarves. But I don't think we can get away with it on this map. Like, as I load in, I'm like thinking like, oh shit, I'm just realizing the glaring weaknesses of our build now. Let's hope we're okay. All right. So here's our build. It's got a lot of shit. It's basically just like a zombie tide. Gotta be doing it, you know, getting the old tide of zombies rolling. So rolling. Get them zombies rolling. All right, and then we got bomber mobs in the secondary, which are gonna be targeted by archers most likely. There we go. We're going to get some handgunners back. I think handgunners need to stay like in the middle. And we want to deploy our formation in such a way that it's not super vulnerable to burning head. So we're going to kind of stagger our formation so they don't move in that kind of a pattern. Make them like a little bit uneven. So it's not quite as easy for like a burning head, right? That's going to be the initial idea. Guns and guns. And then we got Celestra Deerfawn. She's just going to be summoning the knights, basically. That's like her whole jam. We're going to get you guys down here and down here. And then we'll scoot you guys over a little bit like so. Looking good. And we got 3 halberd mobs ready to party. So halberd mob number 1, number 2, and number 3. So very, very wide. No, Anticity, you didn't win. You didn't win already. Are you serious? You already won your game? No, dude, that's so evil. How did you even do that? Who are you playing? Was it a newer player? Holy shit. All right. Hey, Dark Horse, I hope to see you in the tournament, man. Good luck, have fun to my opponent. I'm probably going to get wrecked. I don't know how to play Coast at all, so we're raw dogging it here today. All right, so we got a dwarf down there. He's ready to go. We're going to get you guys down here, waddling for that objective. Deck Dropper is going to go hide down here. Celestra in the tree line. And what do we got? Do we have artillery? We have the Soul of Damnation and Magma Cannon. Okay, so that's fine. So you're going to go around here, actually. So we're going to go here, sneak around there. We are going to be eating some Magma Cannon shots to the face. And I do have some Fellbats and different things that can dive those artillery pieces, so I'm hoping that'll work out. All right, so Orc Laborers are going there. We're going to get you down here. And what do we got? So you and you can go right here. Going to put them in group 7. I don't know. Anticity already won his freaking game. That's so evil, dude. Evil. Okay, Magma Cannon not doing a whole lot, which feels good. Yeah, those things can be hit and miss sometimes. You know, and this map actually in some ways is like, I thought it was going to be bad for me, but it's probably going to be actually better than you would expect. All right, so let's get this guy going down here. So he's going to go help secure that point. And now we're going to do this, and we're going to just start shooting at this Magma Cannon right here. Get Celestra grabbing the objective. You're going to creep around like so. And the rest of the army is going to move it and groove it and hopefully be able to get up to the center. So they're all coming, which is great. And yeah, look at the Deck Dropper actually putting in a little bit of work here. Yeah, the Bolt Thrower is trying here, but not doing its thing. So we're going to creep around the side there. Celestra's going to get in, maybe terror out some of these guys. So far, we're not really taking any damage whatsoever, so that is outstanding. All right, so let's get Bomber Mobs and Bomber Mobs. Perfect. You guys go down here and down here. Actually, you probably are going to be wanted over here. Magma Cannon's going to come back this way, and we're going to creep around the top and just kind of hang tight here. All right, so how are we looking? We're okay. He's got like a gun line artillery kind of build. We do have our guns, of course, which are online, so let's start shooting and start shooting here. Celestra taking a little bit of work from something. I actually don't know what was even hurting her here, but we're going to kind of move her this way and see if we can creep through the shadows. So she's being extra scary, and now we can get some bats, and we're going to fly them right over the mainline army and get ready to try and swamp that backfield up, if possible. All right, so obviously down here it's going fine. We got the sneaky gets. They're going to get wrecked by the Morngulls, and let's bomber mob them, pull you back a little bit. Bats are going to fly overhead. Celestra is ready to go, so she's going to go ahead and do her Damn Knights Errant. We're going to do the summon right there. We're going to get you around the outside as well. And cool. So now we're going to get all 3 objectives. We do have the Damn Knights Errant, so they're going to get in. So they're going to go kaboom. And we're going to get you on this Bolt Thrower, and you're going to get on this one as well. All right, so those are just Orc Laborers. Not too worried about that. Celestra's here. She's got her Kraken's Pull. We have all 3 objectives right now, so we're sitting pretty comfortably on those points. And now we need to micro these little fights here. All right, so you're going to go over here. Fellbats. Although, yeah, staying there is probably fine. We do get that Bolt Thrower offline, so now we're going to switch over to this bad boy. Celestra's just going to hide behind this pillar, to be completely honest with you. Pull the Morngulls back. Let's move those Morngulls up and get the Deck Droppers to start shooting there as well. Move you onto the point here, you onto the point here. And now what we're going to do is we're just going to bring a Depth Guard. We're going to start getting some good quality up in the middle to make it a little bit harder. All right, so that's several artillery pieces offline, at least one. And yeah, it looks like this might go down as well, which is great. Morngulls are chortling here, living their best life, and we're going to go start shooting at this Magma Cannon. So that Magma Cannon is going to be broken. So let's switch on to this one now with the Damn Knights Errant. And did we not break this piece? We did not break it yet. Okay. So we're going to need the Deck Droppers to actually get in and zero in and take that one down. Yeah, if we can. Great. All right, so you guys are going to move up. How are we looking elsewhere on the map? Let's look to the other side. Looking very good. I think my opponent went a little bit too hard with the artillery, so I might be able to punish them here. We're going to see. Let's get the Bolt Thrower there. Really nice burning head. You know, it's kind of hard to cover all the ground at once, right? But we're playing a very, very wide battle here. All right, so we're going to get a Kraken's Pull right over here, I think. Is it even worth it? I don't know if it is. We'll see. All right, so you guys keep moving this way. Morngulls can saturate in there. Let's get some animated Hulks to come up as well. They're going to go down here, and you're going to secure that. Celestra is almost dead, so let's just get her behind the pillar, like, straight up. My opponent's just going for, like, a Lord Snipe, like Lord Snipimus Maximus here. All right, so, yep, you guys get on the Soul of Damnation. Soul of Damnation, let's get on that and get on this Bolt Thrower here. Get the Bomber Mobs to saturate into you guys. Gun Mobs need to start shooting at the Magma Cannon there. All right, so if we just hide Celestra for the rest of the game, I think we're in a winning position. Let's get the Prometheans coming out. The dwarves are really stuffed back, like really stuffed back here, so they're not having a good time. Let's keep chasing that magma cannon, and we're going to get a doggy. He's going to come around the outside here, so we're going to go and loop just like so. So we're going to do a little shift loop through there. And all right, so you get on the magma cannon there, looking good. You guys can start shooting at the big boys in the middle. We do have some depth guard polearms. They should be able to wreck those bull centaur renders. Great weapons. And the bomber mobs should now be in range here. Let's get you guys shooting at this. Morngul Haunters got him stuffed up pretty good. And we are down in value, but I think we're doing pretty good on points. So we're going to be very strong here. All right, let's get a pistol mob coming up. Doggy's going to loop through here. And hopefully that magma cannon does get taken offline here. Need to get the Morngul's away. We don't want them fighting that unit. We want the depth guard in on those guys. Let's get you guys back like so. And we're going to get another Fellbat just to fly over and dive on, another artillery piece, basically. All right, Bomber Mob needs a retreat, and we'll get you guys to come in and try and fight them here. Let's pull you back if we can. Yeah, artillery position is looking to be in a little bit of danger, for sure. Morngul's. Let's get the depth guard in there, and we can get the gun mobs, start shooting at them. You guys get back, and you guys, get in there. Pull the Morngul's back this way. And how are we looking here? Yeah, it's looking a little bit raggedy over here. My opponent might have an opportunity to get some objectives back, but I don't know. We'll see. So Bolt Thrower Crew is there. We're going to go here. We're going to get the dogs to go chase down this magma cannon, make sure it doesn't come back. And Celestra can work over here and get ready to use a little bit of witchcraft, right? So let's get a handgun mob, move those guys up here. And great. So now we got the depth guard getting a good fight. Let's hide these Morngul's down here, see if they can stabilize. And what is this? This is a Sorcerer Prophet of Fire. All right, we're going to time down for now. Bats are on top of this. And we seem to be doing okay. We seem to be doing all right. So Halberds and company move up here. Celestra is just chortling. We're going to try and get a little bit of usage out of our magic. Let's get a Bomber Mob. Bomber Mob can come down here and saturate this. This one is being defended as well, so my opponent's not going to be able to ninja that. We do get that Magma Cannon offline, so we're going to creep around the back of his army now with those guys and see what we can find. All right. So, yeah, any good targets? Not really. Depth Guard polearms, got to keep chasing into the secondary here. Jackdropper gun's doing really good. And the Sorcerer Prophet is now tar pitted by like a good armor-piercing unit, right? So that's nice. All right, let's get a zombie mob up here. We're going to need to make sure we don't lose the middle here. So sneaky. And bats are still up on it. Doggy's going to go get that Soul of Damnation crew to make sure it doesn't come back online at any point in the game. My opponent trying to get on me down here, but we do have a Morngul unit, so it should be all right. All right, let's just... We don't have like any options for this. We're going to get them with the Tide's Call. So the Kraken's Pull is going to nail those guys right there. So the doggies in the back are feasting. We get the Soul of Damnation crew. I think we got this game in the bag, though. He's just too stuffed back, and he's lost most of his artillery. So, yeah, it feels very favored for me. And the Depth Guard polearms are going to be a menace. All right, so we're just going to call it another Depth Guard unit. You guys are hanging out nearby. How are the dog units in the back doing? Doing pretty good, so let's loop them around here. Morngul's cleaning up his side aggression pretty well. Doggies, does he have any artillery? He does. He's got a Magma Cannon, so we need to get on top of that thing. So we're going to go this way. Morngul's can just hide back there. Slostra needs to go hide in the bushes again, and the dogs are going to feast. Who let the dogs out? You know, this one's for you, Anticity. I know you love this stuff. This is right up your alley, so let's get some Sirens going down there. It's got to be good. All right, so Kraken's Pull will be off cooldown soon. These bats are almost out of ammo, and he's trying to get to it. We do manage to shut down one Magma Cannon. Okay, we stopped the unsummon on that, which is going to definitely hurt him. He's not going to have a good time with that. So let's start shooting. Start shooting here, and get the Bomber Mobs to go intercept those bad boys, keep you in the trees. Polar Mob come out here. All right, and I think we got this one. I mean, I don't know. We're just feasting a little bit too hard here. These dogs are now going to go get that other Magma Cannon. This is a tricky map to go mass artillery on. I can tell you as a Chaos Dwarf main, this is a very tricky map. I don't even know what kind of a build I would bring. Let's get on these guys and use the Kraken's Pull to try and shut them down, and it's going to be nice. Reform the ranks right here. And Celestra, yeah, we could try a little timing one, see if he's going to run into that. There we go. Are we going to get overcast damage? Please don't do it. And there's the Kraken's Pull. All right, great. So we do get it. That's going to hurt pretty good. And you guys come down here. Outstanding. So the doggies were able to get the Magma Cannons offline, so they're all being escorted, and my opponent really harried into the Shadow Realm here. We're going to get you bats to go there and deal with this, and now let's just get animated Hulks to come up and, deal with any of the split pushing that we could be encountering here. So pull you back. Bomber Mobs need to get on those Dwarf Warriors. How we're looking down here, it looks like it's going to be some dudes for the Dude God. We need to get that Soul of Damnation offline. Can't let that thing shoot. It's one of the few answers he has against my Sirens, right? So that's going to be good. Dude, Vampire Coast is so fun, man. Yeah. Wow, we actually won that game. Holy shit. Hey, the Bacon Monster. Thank you for resubscribing. Thanks for the great content. I hope you're having a great night. So far, so good. All right. So we brought a build that I think kind of countered his build. I mean, going 6 artillery is incredibly risky. If I had gone cannons, maybe. He was definitely trying something experimental, but yeah, it was good. It worked out well. GG, dog. All right, so we'll report that. That's a round 1 victory for us in the old tourney. Anticity literally won his game in like 30 seconds with Slanesh, which is terrifying. Hopefully we don't have to play him next round. I don't even know how Vampire Coast could beat Slanesh. Is it possible? I don't know. Let's do Vampire Coast. Vampire Coast versus Chaos Dwarfs. All right. There we go. GG, well played. Yeah, Hippo is definitely experimenting, you know. But, I mean, if I had brought a more defensive gunline kind of build, he could have beaten me, maybe. The Magmas would have roasted me, and if I didn't have the aggressive elements, I could have been in trouble. I think on an open map, his build could have worked much better. That map's hard. There's so much line of sight and hills and shit like that. It's hard. Yeah, and we'll find out, dude. We'll trial by fire. Are you streaming tonight? Or you, no, obviously not. You're chilling here on stream, so... all right, so we got a couple games going. Anticity won. I won my game. Subachai won his game. And smaller tournament tonight. I only announced it like an hour and a half ago, so we didn't give people a lot of time to prepare for the tournament and, you know, get signed up. But, yeah, we still have some great players. So you can see here's the brackets here. We have all of our players here for the events. And the good times are going to get rolling. All right. Slanesh will eat the zombies up. Yeah, I don't know. Well, magma cannons are, in theory, really good at killing chaff units. They're, like, designed to kill zombies. But that map's really small, so I can close the distance quick, even by Vampire Coast standards. And, yeah, like, defending 6 artillery pieces against, like, Fellbats and Scurvy Dogs is too much, I think. Yeah, you could do a Kadai Rush against Coast. It can work okay. It depends. I think that one of the best units you have against Vampire Coast are actually just the Chaos Dwarf units. Just the Shielded Warriors. They're really, really stalwart. Like, if you can deal with the Bomber Mobs, you can get some progress, yeah. I think, like, maybe, like, 2 Magma Cannons could have been good, and then cut the rest. Or just the Soul of Damnation, right? Just one of those. Yeah. Maybe Aranessa, Deck Gunner, Spiteful Shot. Let's actually look at the combos that you could pull off there. So the Spiteful Shot is Lore of the Deeps, right? We're calling in the deeps. All right, so Spiteful Shot gives you 90 accuracy. Unfortunately, it doesn't affect reload skill. That's kind of cool. How much value did the Flying Handgunners get? Probably about 500, 600, 700 in that range. I think they paid for themselves because they were shooting expensive artillery the whole game. Yeah, Spiteful Shot. What does that do? Magical attacks, and it's only 4 wins of magic, I guess. It's only 4. So what would you bring if you were going to go for like an Aranessa build? You go Spiteful Shot, net, shooting. You do that plus Kraken's Pull is pretty good. I like that spell. It is 15 WOM, but Tide Call is really good too. You could just spam that. I don't think the lore passive is super good for these guys. Kiss of the Deep. So what does it do? It does... So Kiss of the Deep lasts 4 seconds. And let's say on average it does 10 or 12 or whatever. Somewhere in the middle of those two numbers. Okay, so every time you cast a spell with the Lore of the Deep, it's like... Every second is like a single proc of a low-end Mortis engine on their entire army. It'd be interesting to do the math and see like what you need to do to make that worth it. Like if you're just spamming like Tide Call and Spiteful Shot like over and over, these cheap spells on increments of 4 seconds, it kind of in theory is like their whole army is perpetually in a lower-end Mortis engine. Because high-end Mortis engines do 24 to 36 damage. These ones do 8 to 16. So this is like kind of a very mid-tier, lower end. Like the one that the Skaven have, I think does like 4 to 12 damage or something. Yeah, like let's look at what the Vampire Counts one does. All hail the mighty, they're arising from the deep. All right, so this Mortis engine is going to be doing the big, it should be the big one, right? Yeah, 16 to 32, that's thick. That's pretty thick. I just don't think it's worth it. Yeah, the Call of the Deep one seems like it's just... the lore passive isn't why you use it, you know? Yeah. It's a little bit of damage. Let's actually, like... We have probably some time before the next round. Let me check. Although it is a very small tournament. We might be ready already. All right, still have a couple games wrapping up here, which is fine. So we're going to go to Vampire Counts. Going to go to Coast real quick. Vampire Coast to Coast. Do you guys remember that show? How many... How many of you guys remember Space Ghost Coast to Coast from back in the day? All right, so we're going to get Celestra. We're going to go to Land Battle here. And we're going to just throw in a freaking AI of Doom, the dreaded AI. All right, so let's just get like an overseer and a couple like Chowie warriors, and then we'll get some laborers too. I'm just gonna spam spells and see what kind of like damage we get across the entire army. Is it just lagging? Okay, there we go. Perfect. You guys remember Space Ghost? Oh yeah, that was fun. And that, man, it takes me back. That was like late 90s, right? And that was like early 2000s, like 1999, 2000, 2001 era. I've been competing in the new player conquest tournaments, but keen to try domination. They're both good formats. It really just depends on your preference, honestly. Conquest is the way to play land battle, in my opinion, if that's really your preference. Although there still are a lot of play patterns I don't really like in it. But yeah, overall. I don't think Anticity really plays Vampire Coast anymore. Granted, he could master them in probably like a week. If you gave him a week, he would probably just be the best Vampire Coast player out there. Him and Alexander would be very, very strong. All right, so we're going to cast a spell. So we're just going to do a Tide Call over here because we want to see the damage. So they're at 885. I mean, it gets the whole army, right? Okay, so that went off. So we're going to do... Oh, I can't cast Spiteful Shot on myself? That's troll. Okay, well. So let's do this. Okay. I mean, it's not like the worst thing in the world, right? Like you could see like incremental damage on all these units, and I'm only spamming one spell. So everything is kind of getting worn down. Yeah, I don't know, man. Space Ghost was 94, 96. Really? Damn, okay. Yeah, taking me back. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's the entire army, though. So maybe if you're playing against like a Horde faction, like Skaven or Greenskins, or somebody who's going to be Unga Bunga spamming like 50 Skaven slaves and Clan Rats on the board, like this kind of damage might actually be worth it. It is tracking the gold damage value, but that's not right at all. That's not right at all. See how much damage total. So these dwarves have taken about like 700 or 800 damage. Right? But like the spells also aren't bad, you know? They're not bad. Like Tide Call is a good spell against like chaff. Yeah, 798, 792. Okay, so they've all taken a fair amount of damage. You know? They've all taken a little bit here. We got to get some theatrics going, boys. Yeah, Hail the Mighty here. Oh, that spell is so sick, by the way. Look at the damage it does when you actually hit. But how much Winds of Magic is that? Friggin' 20? Yeah. Don't know, guys. It's something to think about. Like, let's say there's a unit that's like teetering on the brink of like breaking or disintegrating or something. You know how sometimes like units get away and they barely stabilize, especially like other undead units? I could see this maybe being okay against Tomb Kings too. Like you just go Tide Call Celastro with Spiteful Shot just to get the spell spam, and you just use Spiteful Shot on whatever missile units you have. You could use it on your freaking Deck Gunners, for example, against Ushapti, maybe. Although defending against the Skeleton Horseman is probably too much. It is adding up, though. I mean, they've taken about 1,000 damage over the course of this whole thing, but that's still... I don't know. I don't think you bring that lore just to do that strategy, you know? She did get 1,300 value, but that was because of the Vangeist there. It wasn't because of the lore passive, I think. All right, refreshing. All right, round is done. Let's get to the next one. Tomb Kings have their heal passive, so most of the damage is wasted. Yeah, it's true. It probably isn't great against Tomb Kings, now that you mentioned the lore passive there. All right, let's advance the Swiss to the round 2, and let's have some fun. So we're going to be playing the dreaded Gondola the Patient. Hitman Hippo, my opponent last round, was he's saying his Noblars did not perform as he thought they would actually outtrade my zombies a little bit harder. That's the Chaos Dwarf revelation right there. They do not do well in mainline fights. All right, so we got our next opponent here. Let's get our lobby up, and thank you guys all for joining tonight. The Vampire Coast to Coast is on, and let's set this up and cut you out there, and we're gonna go to old domination mode, and perfect. So let's add this. This player is quite solid. I played them a couple times. Flying under the radar, Gondola the Patient. Okay. They've made semifinals quite a bit, actually. Yeah. I've seen them in a lot of semifinal tournaments. All right, so maps for round 2. I'm going to be on the ban here. And we have the Jade Tomb, the Glades of the Everqueen, Imperial Ambush. All right, what's your faction? Who would your cast be with you as Space Ghost? Oh, I have no idea. That's a tough question. I was so young when that show came out. I think I was like 8 or 9 years old. I remember watching it and enjoying it, but I don't really remember specifics. Turin, if you donated $400, would you abstain from air conditioning? No. No, dude, come on, dog. Counts. Ah, all right. So he's Vampire Counts. We're gonna play on. We're gonna ban Glade. And we're gonna see what he wants to play. So we're playing Vampire Counts this time around. That's gotta be fun. Ooh, spooky, spooky. Vampire Counts are coming. This is a weird matchup. It's a very, very weird one. Pwn is the alien. Yeah, Solium Infernium, I looked at it. I tried it actually on my own time, and it was fun, but there's other games I would rather play in that vein, I think. So, yeah. We got the wet zombies versus the dry zombies, that's right. Although, to be fair, the Vampire Count zombies are probably also, like, moist and you know, and decrepit as well. I mean, rotting things are going to be, you know... And Sylvania is, like... That's supposed to be like what, Central Eastern Europe, so it's going to be like a moist climate too. There's a bit of humidity, a fair amount of rain, even during the summers. So like I don't think the Vampire Counts are like dry, you know, if you really get into the nitty gritty of it. Okay, we're going to be playing on the Ambush, which is a very, very cool map. I love it. And here we go. GLHF. May the best zombies win. That is right. Not sure how I want to play this, to be honest. I have a couple conspiracy theories about this matchup. I am gonna do this. We're gonna do a little bit of spiciness, which is gonna be good. Okay, so that looks fine. That's about 100 gold for that, and that does this. Okay, so I think that looks good. Yeah. All right. Can you dig it? So each of us have a home objective, and then there's like a neutral contested objective on this map, if memory serves. If the old memory serves. Yeah, we're going to need a Harry Potter in this build. Yeah, counts are moist, coast is soggy. That sounds like one of the more apt descriptions we've had. That sounds about right to me. All right, so let's do this, and then what else do we want to get there? We're going to cut that, do this. All right, I don't hate this. Yeah, that looks a little bit better. Vampires? I think Vampire Coast is favored here. Yeah, I think Vampire Coast trades extremely well in this matchup, actually. Because, yeah, there are some like weird like gimmicks you can do, but overall, I think yeah, you're gonna be doing it. Okay, so what else do we want? I wish the Gallows Giant was good. That thing is just kind of... Yeah, Maximilian saying in chat, one of the top Vampire Count players, that this matchup is really bad for the Vampires. I agree. I would agree with that assessment for sure. Okay. Yes and yes. Seems like kind of a fun idea. We'll get you in reserve. Animated Hulks seem all right. Morngulls are decent as well. What's the benefit of bringing a Morngul over just like a Hulk? Probably just Hulk smash. This could be the time of the bloat, too. The forbidden bloated corpses could rise from the ashes. Does he bring Cryptors against me? I wonder. I wonder if he does. Okay, a couple of these lads. Syrenes in this matchup, probably not so good against Scabscraith. Although, you know what? Yeah, I mean, Scabscraith is there, but I think a Sirene might still be decent. Oh, all right. All hail the mighty. They're arising from the deeps with crooked sails and incredible tales. We're calling in the seas. All right, so what else do we need here? I think we're about good. I have an idea and a half. Yeah, it's a very apt way of describing it right now. I've got a little something cooking. I think 2 of those guys are going to be adequate, and then we got 700 Gs. What are we going to want to get here? A new power is bloating. Yeah, summon Saruman. He's here. Okay, so that guy maybe is the way to do it. Do it. Do it. God damn, these characters are so expensive, dude. The Pentabloat, I mean, it's not out of the realm of some possibility, that's for sure. Fear the walking bloat. You know what? Maybe that's a little bit of a better idea. But yeah, we can get that for some utility there. And then we've got these guys. Cut you and maybe cut this thing here. It's a bit of a gamble. With haggard sails and incredible tails. Yes, that's right. That's exactly what's going to happen here. Yep, and yep. You know what? I think it's fine. We're just going to raw dog it. This is a bad matchup, but it's good to learn. Plus, it gives me an excuse to bring one of my favorite characters in the game, so we're going to do it. Is this all you can conjure, Sarabin? Hard Knock Life? Oh, no way, dude. In this matchup, Luther Harkin all day, dude. Luther Harkin all freaking day. We're going to go for the big flying scary squad and see how it goes. Yeah. We're going to try and make it work. My boy Luther, he's been brought out of retirement. You know, he hasn't seen much love since the days of old Warhammer 2. So he's back. He's back. So the Imperial ambush is here. I was going to go for a gun line, but man, oh man, Vampire Coast with their new heavy cavalry too is really going to shut that shit down. So going for taking basically just a gamble, bringing some deck dropper gunners and stuff, which is extremely risky here. You know what? I could have actually brought some Scab Scrape of my own. That might have been good. All right, so we're going to get you, and we're basically just going to hold on to our home objective here with a big army and move the rest out there. So that's going to be group 2 here. So that's 2, and then we got Luther and his homie. The Vampire's going to be over there in group 2, and then we have a deck dropper bat. Dude, Luther Harkin's here. Baron Luther Harkonnen. Yes, that's perfect actually. All right, so let's get it. Yeah, let's have some fun. Let's see if we can win this game. It's a hard matchup, but, you know, I'm just happy we won our first match, dude. I thought I was going to get trash canned, so I'm happy. I'm just happy to be here, man. All right. You know, maybe I can win the skies with my bats and, you know, Luther and company. We did bring the Power Siphon ability, which lowers the vigor of a target, so maybe that's actually good in, like, a duel versus, like, a Vampire Lord, you know? Yeah, we have some Depth Guard. We have the Halberds because Cryptors exist, so we went with the Halberd variant. My opponent... Oh, they've got a big old army over there. Okay. Fortune favors the infamous. Okay, what do we got there? A Necromancer? All right. Just a nerdy, weak Necromancer. All right, let's go deal with them. So, yeah, we got some cool call-ins. Might save up for Lampreys for our first call-in here. My opponent is going for a Winds of Death caster in the woods. Okay, so, I mean, Winds of Death against our zombies is going to hurt a little bit, but we just got to try and remember to stagger them, so... We're going to chase him around with Luther and just shoot him with a pistol, and then that will basically add to his cooldowns, right? So that's going to be cool. What do we got? Karen Race coming out. Ooh, Karen Race. I don't hate that. That's fun. Do I have any magic damage? I do have Sirens, right? Yeah, we got Sirens. Okay. Well, you can use them to say hello. So those are going to be Fell Bats. So what we want to do is get our own Fell Bats. And yes, bats. Let the bats flow. So we're going to move over there. This pocket is going to go here. We're probably going to get you in group 8, send you over this way. We're going to get the bat on bat violence here. So they're going to fight. And we'll see what my opponent's up to here. So now Luther is going to just shoot homie with the pistol. And those guys are going to chase, which is good. All right. So all is good in the realm. Now, for our first call-in, I think I'm going to get the big old Crabbo-Stabos, which are going to be good. Luther is just going to chase homie. We're going to start shooting you guys. The bats are going to be chilling. And, yeah, we could get Sirens, which aren't a terrible choice. Although I think a couple animated Hulks are probably going to be smart. So we're going to get them coming over here. Luther Harkin's going to come back this way. And we can take the Terror Goose and just attack in here, honestly. That's going to be fine. All right, so you're going to get back. Goose is going to attack in. I think we're pretty safe on this objective. We need to just park in such a way that... So you're going to go here, you're going to go here, and you're going to go back here. All right. So Luther is going to be feasting a little bit. We're going to get these guys, and the bats here going to now dive this direction. And the big bat's doing it. These are Skeleton Warriors, so we're going to move over here. Luther is going to hopefully be able to work on them. And all right, so it's on. So the main army is going to move up this way. We got the double animated Hulk coming over here. Karen Racer getting worked on a bit. So we're going to get this goose back up in the sky, get this goose back up in the sky, keep shooting these guys, come back here, and now we're going to need to do this. Holy shit, okay, there's like some crypticals back here and shit. My opponent getting real sneaky. Maybe expecting some sort of artillery or something. I'm really not sure. All right, so back you go. Let's pull you back, and we're going to go ahead and call this guy in. So that's going to be that. Let's do this. You guys come over here and get the bad action, and it looks like my opponent is going to be making a play for the home point, so we need to reinforce this with some bombers, some pistoliers and shit, and just get up there and, you know, try our best to hold it. All right, so Luther and company going to be fighting the big Air Force fight. Hopefully we can win it. We're going to try and escape you guys. Animated Hulks will get their prize here, so we're going to get you guys on here and you guys on there as well. and call it a day. All right, so we got this point. We do get some pistol mobs putting a little bit of hurt down on Homeboy. Nothing too good. Unfortunately, those guys are very bunched up. And how's Luther doing? All right, so we were able to win the Air Force fight and drag those bad boys down. We're going to move you over this way now. And we can do a bomber mob here if we want to and maybe try and get them real quick. So we're going to do this, turnabout face, hopefully catch them. And now the gooses need to go back here and help with this fight for sure. All right, bats, keep chasing here. And we need you guys to drop the bombs before he notices. Because when he notices, he's going to be able to turn around and get me good. All right, so Vampire Caster's there chilling. Good zombie summons, you know, classic stuff, right? That's going to be nice. And we do chase these guys down. Let's keep looping that way. That objective's looking good for us. We did get a bomber salvo, but not great, unfortunately. So that whole gambit on the flank was just ends up being a big blunderooski. All right, so guard mode. Let's put you in guard mode and shoot. Luther's going to come. We got zombies on zombies. Crypt Ghoul's coming in as well. And we can do a little bit of this. Shoot you guys in the back with the pistols. And I think we're going to need to move our Vampire Caster over there. So that objective does go to us, which is nice. We're kind of not having a good home with our gooses, though. They're just having trouble. So what we're going to do is we're going to go try and get this corpse cart down. So you know what? Actually, the Mortis Engine's coming in, so I think we just try and focus on killing that and see how that goes for us. Because we have time, right? We're not, like, hurting on time. So Mortis Engine's going to go. We're going to keep the bats to defend this. Uno breath attack here, and we're going to do another breath attack here as well. So that's going to be 1. And Luther's going to do the exact same thing. So we get that, and is he going to dodge it? Let's see. All right, so we get a little bit of work done on it. Let's go ahead and hornswaggle that thing and just kill it. I think the 2 gooses should be able to kill this thing pretty quickly, so we're going to swaggle it. Yeah, we're going to get it with the hornswaggling. Over here on this side, we're looking all right. Zombies just getting through the skeletons. So now we know what needs to be done, right? We have an idea. Let's pull you guys back. Lots of summons coming in, and we just value trade. Just value trade for a little while, because the points are close enough, right? We're chilling. Vampire Caster is coming. We do have the Gaze of Nagash. I'm thinking of doing a Gaze of Nagash on this thing, but I think my 2 characters should be able to get it, so maybe we just try and snipe Homeboy out, see if we can get him. Yeah, like if these 2 things can't kill that Mortis Engine, I'm going to be very, very shocked. All right, Gaze of Nagash is coming, overcast it, and is it going to hit him? It looks like it is. All right, ooh, nice, that was really good. All right, so we do manage to butter his bread. Bats are chillaxing. We have this, so now we just muster the Rohirrim back here, basically, right? So we can get you guys coming up, some Depth Guard polearms here. Luther and company, how are they looking? The Mortis Engine should be pretty close to dying, so we're going to continue shooting here. We need to get our characters out of this blob, though, because it's not good for them. You guys are going to hang out there. We have our side objective. We have our Mortis Engine caster, so let's get you guys back up in the sky. So Luther needs to get up, and there he goes. Once he gets up, he can attack this guy for a moment, which is going to be good. We'll power siphon you, actually. We do manage to get his lord. All right, great. And this other goose can go after this thing. We're going to pull you back like so, and we're going to get some pistol mobs to come in and shoot the Mortis Engine in case it overextends. All right. So chasing the Vampire Lord, and the Mortis Engine's going to get you. We have bats, so we need to get the bats on this guy. So let's do a little 2v1 over there. How are we looking on the side? Looking good. Honestly, this could be going a lot worse, guys. This could be going a hell of a lot worse. So Depth Guard polearms, move up, and we're going to get zombie mobs and just kind of start slow grinding up here on the objective. But that Mortis Engine needs to die. It needs to go. It cannot be allowed to live. So it is getting hunted. The bats are being screened out. We can go over there and say hello if we want to. All right, Depth Guard polearms are coming. Luther is going to get a little breath attack on this thing, see if you can break it down. It's crazy how hard it was to actually kill that thing, right? Like, it was no joke. All right, so this is going to take a long time to grind up on this point, though, for sure. So let's get the bomber mobs and bomber mobs. So we're going to get them, and we're going to fan out, so 1 here and 1 here. Luther and company have almost got that Mortis Engine down, so in terms of, like, just pure value trading, we're doing pretty good, actually. Losing this. All right. The Mortis Engine is almost down for the count, so we can just dive it with Luther now. Pull you back this way. And, okay, cool. So we do still have our Deck Dropper Gunner, which is rad. I don't think he would live this long, but he has. We have time, but not as much time as I would like. Yeah, the Mortis Engine is about to die. It's getting very low. Luther and his buddy and his homie are really, really chewing through that thing. Bomber mobs are doing good. We got some zombies coming out there, so we can get some Sirens or Animated Hulks to come up and just bash them. I feel like we just lose on points. Like, even though we can value trade here, we just lose on points, like, straight up. That's what it's going to be. All right, so chase that. Mortis Engine is almost down for the count, so let's get it with the goose. Maybe if I can cheese his lord, you know, that's going to be an option. So let's try and see if we can get another big snipe on him here. Get Luther. We're going to power siphon him, and we're going to slow him down as well. All right. So there we go. Bomber mobs are getting in there. And we do almost snipe the lord, so we're going to get up in the sky. Mortis Engine's down for the count. We're going to get a breath attack on the lord as well. Getting a snipe on the Vampire Lord could be cheeky. We do have some Scurvy Dogs, so let's get the dogs in there. They can rip up these bats, and we'll get another Scurvy Dog in a moment. So Luther is right on his tail, shooting him with a pistol. But the question is, can I get like all 3 points back with a freaking White King down here? I don't know. It doesn't seem likely. All right, breath attack there. Should be able to finish him off, actually, if he doesn't dodge. Yeah, that's a direct hit. And he's crumbling now, which is great. So we're slowly starting to retake the land. Take back our land. All right, we'll get some polearms moving down that way, too. We gotta play the long game here. So his Lord is going to be dead, which equates to a lot more crumbling here. Goose is getting in there. Depth Guard polearms need to do their thing. Bomber mobs pulled back. We do manage to clear up all that shit right there, which is great. So let's get all you guys to focus fire. Hulks are going to keep hulking out. Hulk smash. And we do kill his Lord. Like, we have good sniping and stuff, but I just don't think we have the means to get these freaking points back, you know? It's got to be tricksy. I mean, he's still sub 1,000, right? So maybe there is a window of time in which I can get these points back. Maybe. All right, Bomber Mob's doing pretty good here. Depth Guard polearms are trying. White Kings are basically impossible to kill. Foot-based characters in this game are just a freaking nightmare and a half, dude. Oh my god. All right, maybe getting the Corpse Guard offline would be the play as well. But I think we just consolidate our efforts and focus on getting this point back and call it a day. So we're going to do this. Get a pistol mob coming up here. It's going to move like so. And then we need to get you like so. All right. Just everybody needs to just move up on the point, get the capture weight going. Let's get on this bad boy. And we're going to go ahead and get another Gaze into Gash on this thing. Try and snipe down the Corpse Cart. Yeah, snipe the Corpse Cart. Depth Guard polearms are grinding pretty hard, but capture weight still favors my opponent very heavily. A little bit of scariness over there. I don't know what I can call in to maybe get that point, but we're going to have to see. All right, so up on the point you guys go. Let's get all of these homies doing it. Luther and company are fighting, and yeah, the Depth Guard polearms are doing good. Corpse Guard is almost down. I could power siphon one of these random characters here, but let's get our vampire back. Use a little invo to make sure he doesn't die, and then we can hornswoggle you to keep the distance. All right, so yeah, this is just not great over here, is it? Having some sort of a bomber would be nice. Maybe just calling Sirens of my own here in a minute. But we are going to get this point back, but it feels like the build was like close to being good, but maybe it was missing a couple key components. Like it value traded very well, but it just kind of struggled on the speed and the objectives. All right, so let's get a Siren over there, do this. The Lord is back, that's fine. It's not a cheap investment for my opponent. And now we need to go here. And we are going to have to advance up on his home point, though, for sure. Let's get Luther back on the vampire down here. So we're going to hornswoggle him, get him down there, and we're going to fight here as well. We're going to do a little Von Hell's Dance Kebab. And now we just need to find a way to, you know, get this frickin' point, which good luck with that, right? That's not going to be easy. So Sirens are coming. Bat guns are going to fly over that direction. We do get the 2v1 on this man. Let's go get our Goose over there to go help on that side. I think that's going to be very good as we do start to reclaim this point. Okay, Gaze him to Gash is on the menu. I could get a Gaze. I think we just kind of keep beating up this White King character. And we got this objective back. Great. So now we need to start advancing towards his home point, which is going to be a really brutal march. Like, it's going to take a hot minute to get over there, which is stressful. All right, so you homies keep doing this. Sirens are fighting well and hard. Doggies can come and just maybe try and get a little rear charge on these guys to break their leadership. And the Goose is going to go attack the Cryptors here. All right, so the White King is still getting worn down. We get a zombie summon to tar pit us there. Yeah, the rest of the undead are getting worn. This is a good learning experience, though. You know, I don't know what to do in this matchup, but I'm getting an idea. I think just Luther by himself would be enough. I think the 2,000 we spent on the other guy was too much. I think it was too much. But we are winning the value trading, I think. Yeah, so this side's going to be crumbled here. We're going to get some zombos over there, and then we're going to have to figure out the capture weight dilemma. All right, let's hornswoggle you. Let's get you Depth Guard moving over to the point there. Speedy units, I mean, I have dogs, which are fine. I think we got to just play the long game and hope these zombies can make it to the other side before the end of the game. So we're going to move them out that way. So that's going to be 15 capture weight arriving. Depth Guard can start chewing here. This White King is going to get punished. We'll do the bigger punishment on him right there. Depth Guard have arrived. And here, the last of the vampire counts have been closed off. But I think like we maybe get this just before the game ends, and it's just not enough time, right? I think that's going to be the case. Man, he's got some like crypt ghouls in there and shit, but they'll get crumbled down before all is said and done. All right, so how are the Depth Guard Chads doing? They're doing really good. I think they could use an invocation. So we're going to invo those bad boys, heal them up, and we can even put Van Hell's Dance Kebab on them as well. Yeah, we're trying out some buff spells today, which is fun. All right, White King is still back on the point, so we need to go over here. That White King is dead. If this game was longer, I'd obviously go back and try and deal with the other White King on my home objective here, but yeah, we just don't have time. GG, it's a hard matchup, dude. This matchup seems really difficult. They can just stuff you. Although I did go really skewed into double big monster. I even killed his Lord, you know. A couple of things went okay. We're going to Gaze into Gash this man again, see what kind of damage that does. And is he going to hit? Is he going to shoot? Is that guy just not going to do it? Okay, he just missed. Classic. Dodge that. Let's dodge that. He's casting Winds of Death on my zombies, which is smart. Partial hit. Not a direct hit, but partial. Over here, you know, probably having more scurvy dogs to just get capture weight and stuff over here would be good. That fight's going to win eventually, but just not going to be enough. All right. So, GG, well played. Yeah, nice try. It was a fun one. Alexander Nuts, the best Vampire Coast player, one of the best in our community, who's won countless tournaments with them. A couple tournaments. I don't know if countless is the right idea. Saying you don't know what to do in this matchup either. Yeah, it seems cursed. Seems a little bit cursed. I think Luther is the way, though. He feels really, really good. He was a bully. Like, it was whatever he set his mind to going to. Yeah, was quite good. So, GG to my opponent. GG, well played. Seems like a... All right, checking here. And let's do this. Okay, and let's refresh it and see how we're looking. Hopefully we'll be in the next round. Yeah, double big crab. I think it's winnable, but very difficult against an equally skilled opponent. So Gondola says to me, my opponent I just played, he says, you have no idea how long Hippo has been, trying to do a full Vanguard. And so, he's talking about something else. Okay, copy that. I thought he was going to be giving insight into the matchup. Or that score. Okay, well played to my opponent there. Refreshing. And we still have a couple games to go in the round. Yeah, we need some sea shanties. So how do we keep them from bullying us on the home point? I think... going for the goose is too much. It's too much big SE, and it gives up way too much agency on the ground. We could do like a double depth guard polearm, like something like this. You know? That seems like a decent idea. Yeah, and then what do you call it after that? The bomber mobs are all right. I feel like Vampire Coast is too good at shutting down those, or Vampire Counts are too good at shutting down those kind of units. Maybe get like one pistol mob in here, just to have some shooting. Okay, so... the Sirens felt good, actually. They felt kind of annoying. I think the Sirens could be a nice little like split pushing piece. Animated Hulks were not as good as I would like. Probably Mourngulls are going to be better for a grind. So maybe if we run into it again, it would be something in this direction, right? Yeah, cut the deck dropper, and we get the bloated corpses to really send a message. Yeah, Luther can probably, although, I have an idea, actually. What about double Mourngull Haunter? Because they should dominate the White Kings in combat and give you really good sustained fighting that doesn't require healing. You could go like Count Noctilus. Yeah. I don't know. Seems like a hard matchup, but I'm excited to try it again. So if we do run into him later in the tournament, it's certainly possible. It's a smaller event tonight. So if I win the next 2 games, I could go semifinal still. A couple games still to finish. All right, so let's refresh this. We're going to take a look at the capture here. Yeah, the cavalry, I was worried about that. The heavy cav coming in and just buttering my bread. All right, so we have Ricochet versus Hitman, Chorty versus Jesse James here. No, Mortars, no freaking way. Mortars are terrible there. He's just going to send one Fellbat and they die. Yeah. I mean, you can defend them, but it's not even worth defending. It's like then you're allocating so many resources to keep a mediocre unit alive, All right, so Ricochet and Hitman Hippo and Chorty and James are playing. Anticity and Gondola are undefeated. So we have Slanesh undefeated and we have Vampire Counts undefeated. I don't know what Snickerdoodle's playing. Looks like Boss Toss just lost this game? No, he won. Did he lose the first round? Oh, he did. Okay, he was defeated by the Vampire Count player that I played. Hunters can be stuffed up. Yeah, I kind of suspect that, Ent. I kind of suspect that. All right, cool. Yeah, a lot of great people playing tonight. Let's get it. And thank you guys for choosing to spend your nights here as we get into the 3rd round of competition. No, man, Gunline against Vampire Count seems awful with the Scab Scraith and the White Kings pushing in and their front line beating your front line with Crypt Ghouls also stalking around and ambushing your backfield. You don't really have a unit you can call in to just run over Crypt Ghouls as the coast, right? Because Crypt Ghouls will beat all of your chaff. You can get them with bomber mobs, but it's clunky. Also, White Kings are so bad to kill since they come back with 3 Scab Scraiths. A very, very, very good point. I guess White Kings, you just have to ignore them. Yeah. They're one of the big powerhouse carries for the Vampire Counts. They always have been. The White Kings are so freaking good. It's Scab Scraithin' time. Okay, and this is going to be round 3, which is coming up in a moment. We will see who's going to be singing the sea shanties here in the next round. Hopefully us. 2 games still to go. All right, so these guys should be wrapping up soon. They should be wrapping up soon. You're going to practice some Zeech today, eh, wild boy? Sounds like fun. What's up, Nitro? Welcome to the stream, dude. Too much points spent on Luther, Magic Caster, and Undead Dragon. Yeah, no, for sure. I agree with you, Bearded. I think the direction is to go a little bit wider to match their width. I think Depth Guard are pretty good here. If you can keep them away from the Mortis engine. I mean, we killed his Mortis. We killed his Corpse Guard at White King. We were value trading well, but of course, we're going to value trade well if we invest in that many big SE snipers. But I think this direction is better, like a Depth Guard build. Because here, we can hold our home objective probably with double Depth Guard polearm, and then we're not going to be in as dangerous of a position in terms of losing on points. It'll give us more time to value trade. You know what I'm saying? And I think instead of like pushing the side, we push up the middle on that map and just play the 2 straight line objectives would also be good. Lamprey's Revenge are pretty pimping too. These guys are really, really solid. Regenerating, pretty good stat line. They hit hard. All right. What is going on here? Are we ready? Anticity battling my pal Subutai, able to get the win. What was that matchup, Ent? Was it Vampire Counts versus Slanesh? Was that what it was? We have the big championship coming up this weekend, by the way, on July 5th. So this next Saturday, we have the big championship, which will be starting at noon. The players will be playing earlier in the day, but we start when top 4 arrives because it's going to be 3 best of 5s, which is very sweaty. So yeah. Vampire Coast is a shooting faction, but not always. They're dynamic enough, and they have enough on their roster where they can play melee monster mash too. I mean, they can shoot and go gunline. But they can also play, they can play a couple different ways. Yeah. Like the first game I played today was very much just like aggressive, you know, forward going. Slanesh versus Vampire Counts. I feel like Slanesh is favored there, right? Even without Pavane. Like your big greater demons can just bully like all the vampiric stuff, yeah? Although maybe if they go like a foot-based, like Strigoi Ghoul King kind of character, the one with anti-large, does he have anti-large? And go like Spirit Leech and gaze him to gash? They could probably snipe your big demon, right? Yeah. I don't know. Crabs are always fun. Yeah, who doesn't love giant monster crabs? Okay, still waiting on the last 2 players here. How much armor do Depth Guard have? Depth Guard could be given, honestly, yeah, 100 armor and it'd be fine. You're scared of Charx? He beat you with Zinch today? Yeah, I played his Zinch yesterday in the tournament. He seems like he's learning them maybe, or is he practicing them for the season finals? Yeah, now you get a taste of what it's like in Ticity, because I'm like the old man. When I'm playing like people your age, it's like a 10-year difference, but now you're getting a taste of that because Charx is like 10 years younger than you. So you're getting the dreaded Generation Alpha or Zoomer or whatever he is, Micro. Yeah, that's so funny. Everywhere you go is Chaos Dwarves. Chaos Dwarves are good. I played them round 1. Yeah, you played Hitman Hippo too. He's really good. He's a beast. All right. Make sure he reports his game. If I lose this next game, then I will do something really creative and weird for the 4th game. I want to have a chance of making it, but yeah, we'll see. He's learning Zinch, yeah. Zinch is really fun, man. They're very fun. OP it is, dude. Zinch OP. Okay, and Ricochet, is your game over? Did you guys finish? I see you typing in chat. You guys are the only one. Let me tell Hippo to report his game. Always good to learn new factions. Exactly, yeah. I have my 3 competitive factions. For me, it's Chorf, Snurgle, and Empire. If I'm trying to win a tournament. All right, so he reported score. Let's get this refreshed here and see what is cooking. All right. So, yep, round is ready, and we're going to advance the Swiss now. Yeah, Chaos Dwarves are strong. They're a solid mid-tier faction. They actually, occasionally, Chaos Dwarves do get banned in tournaments. Not in tournaments, but people will use their bans in a tournament against Chaos Dwarves. Not always, but ever since their last wave of buffs. I think Chaos Dwarves are a pretty balanced faction, honestly. But yeah, they're good. They have their strengths. So I got my opponent here. Let me get him, and then I'll answer that question. Yo. Okay, so we got Shaq in here. And what are the maps going to be? We're going to be on Scalandir's Cave, Norscan Rise, or the Proving Grounds. Okay, so there's the maps. And what are we going to be doing here? Do it. With Vampire Coast, you really have to plan ahead because, man, having 23 movement speed infantry is it's an experience, you know. I'm first. Your faction. All right, there we go. All right, could you recommend me a DLC to get? I have Thrones. Well, what do you want to do? Do you want to play multiplayer Nitro or? Firstly, Nitro, tell me your 3 favorite factions and tell me if you're talking multiplayer or single player. I need a little bit more to give you to go off that because my answer will be different depending on what you say. Oh, Empire. Ooh, Empire. All right, so I will ban proving. Yes. Good, Anakin. Good. So now he'll decide it's either going to be Skjalndir's Cave or the Norscan Rise. All hail the mighty. They are arising from the deeps with crooked sails and incredible tales. We're facing the sons of Sigmar. Yeah, so we're facing the Empire here. It's a fun matchup. It can go either way. I think nowadays probably slightly Empire favored at the higher levels, but not like last matchup. This one is much more winnable, I think. Yeah, they could buff the zombies' movement speed. I wouldn't hate that, honestly. Okay. All right. Okay. We're going to be on the Norscan Rise, which is a fun map. Rise, Norska. Rise. Let's get the blocker here. So your top 3 favorites are Nurgle, Empire, and Vampire counts. Firstly, I have to commend you on your fine choices here. So you have Thrones of Decay. You have Champions of Chaos. Probably getting an Empire DLC. And are you playing campaign or multiplayer? I need to know this because the campaigns are all different. Hippo went 6 artillery against you. He did the same thing to me in game 1. He did the exact same thing. That's so funny. The Empire DLC that gives you War Wagons and Huntsmen would probably be a good one. The Marcus Wolfhart one. He's also a very cool character. So, yeah, Marcus Wolfhart's campaign, I like it. I don't know how you guys feel about it, but when I first played it, it was very fun. It's like you assemble the Avengers and then you get to go hunting in the, Lustria. So yeah, Marcus Wolfhart's is fun. The Hunter and the Beast. Yeah, and plus he's really good in multiplayer. And also, yeah, the wagons are really good. Huntsmen are like an S tier unit. Like you literally get 2 of the best units that the Empire has access to. So yeah, I would say that would probably be the way to do it. Do it. Do it. Okay, so what are we gonna do here? You've heard the Wolfhart DLC is not the best value-wise? Yeah, I couldn't comment on that. I just look through everything with the lens of multiplayer, so it's tricky for me. I'll always do Balthazar Gelt. War Wagons are the shit, though, dude. I'm telling you, if you don't have War Wagons and you're playing Empire and multiplayer, you're suffering. Like, War Wagons are so freaking good. So, yeah. Oh, dude, we're going to bring a sweet build right now. You guys are going to love this shit. Oh, yeah. Oh, just throw those tournament finals out the window right now. Let's go, boy. Let's get it. All right. So there we have it. Awesome. Awesome. You're going to want scurvy dogs all frickin' day and scurvy bats as well. Hey, Ethan, thanks for being a member for 27 months. And that's a great way to support the channel. If you guys want to become channel members and join the Green Legion in chat, it helps out quite a bit. So thank you guys so much for all the support. And what do we got cooking here? All right, so yeah, Marcus Wolfhart rules, dude. It's a fun campaign. I like it. You get to assemble the dream team and just get out there and party and live your best life. How many bloats, dude? Don't put that evil on me. Don't put that curse on me. Okay, so that's that. That's that here. Yeah, Wolfhart's campaign is fun, but it's also difficult. Yeah, it is. Were the finals ever inside? What? Wait, what? What? What do you mean? The finals are of today's tournament. Mimius, thank you. Thank you for resubscribing. And it favors it here as well. That's right. Thank you, bud. Thank you, thank you. All right, so we need some of these homies. I don't hate this idea against the Empire. This build is so freaking cool, by the way. Oh, I love it. It's so awesome. All hail the mighty. They're waddling from the deep. Probably some pistol mobs just for Vanguard pressure is going to be necessary. We're going to want to max out on pole arms. I think we need those bad boys. We need the chaff. A hand cannon mob is cool in theory, but probably not the best otherwise. And I think finding a way to weasel in a depth guard polearm is always a good choice. The mighty have been hailed. Yeah, Pwn, we're 1-1 so far. We had one very solid win, and then we ran into a hard matchup and lost it, but it was still a very good learning experience. So, Pwn, you need to tell me about your training today with the freaking Dreadlord. Who did you train with, man? What's your story? Pwn is training in the Age of the Ring to just whoop everybody with the Misty Mountains. Oh, yeah, dude. Let's go. Okay. Bloated corpses are good here. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. I shouldn't. All right. Where the hell is this? I think we're ready. Definitely don't need to put chevrons into those guys. That would be stupid. Pistol mobs don't feel really that useful here, to be honest with you. Maybe a bloated corpse is going to be more useful. Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. All right. GLHF. I mean, a cannon is kind of an interesting idea as well, but it's whatever. Let's just go get wrecked by the Sunmaker. I have, like, no answer for it. Let's see what happens. GLHF. You have Sensei Havoc telling me the breakdowns for every unit hero, star breakdowns for matchup. Jesus, dude. He's going hard. Okay. You're going to beat down my poor Isengarders? I don't know. We'll see. That game is so much fun, by the way. It's great. This can become an artillery duel. This can become an artillery duel, this one. Yeah, it can. All right, so this map does have a shooting gallery element to it. So we are going to be doing a zombie front line. They are in your head. Yes, they are. So we're going to get zombies, zombies, and zombies. Bomber mobs in the secondary to cause a little bit of havoc. We'll get a little polearm over here to screen shit out. Here we go. Celestra is just great. She's just elusive, can get her done. Man, shambling to that high ground objective is going to suck. So I think I'm not going to really mess with that out of the gates. We're going to get you out here. And we have a gun line. So we got deck gunners, Shade Wraith gunners, and deck gunners, because that is just so freaking cool. Yeah, this faction is straight up slower than Nurgle, it feels like. So we're going to get a handgun mob on the outside, handgun mob on the outside as well. Pistol, pistol, and then we have deck dropper bat. So just a huge gun line, basically. Which is very vulnerable to being run over by heavy cavalry and whatnot. But we'll see how he plays. He's got an 18 stack. Pretty good stuff. Celestra is going to be... I'm going to be spamming those two spells. Oh, did I cut the Kiss of the Deep? I did. Shit. I actually was like... That was one of the reasons why I brought this. Oh, well. It's fine. It's all right. Don't worry about it. I did want to use Kiss of the Deep here against the Empire. Split pushing the high ground. We have options. You know, we can call in some ghosts and some scary stuff and do it. Do it. All right. Yeah, a lot of guns. A lot of guns. All right, so what is that going to be? An engineer? Looks like it. So Celestra and the bats are going to go. We do see some free company militia coming here. So what I'm going to do just out of the gates is get just like a polearm boy running up there. So then eventually I can call something in to support him if I want to. Yeah, I got Celestra here, and we have a engineer and a, is that a cannon? It looks like a Sunmaker. Oh, shit. All right, so we need to do a little bit of this. We're going to go get you flying up the side. See how good homie is at defending the Sunmaker. And we need to get Celestra over there, get you guys flying over here, and just try and get these objectives, because that thing is going to hurt. It's going to kill a couple of my units before I get there, most likely. All right, so let's get you. He is on horseback. We can shoot him pretty good-like. So let's start blasting. Yeah, get that character down. And the gunners can go here, so we're going to unlock the formation now. And we're going to get you guys, and immediately getting good damage. If I can get Celestra back there, like closer to the army, then that's going to be sweet. And yeah. Oh, this is the worst part when you're playing against Sunmaker. Okay, it like every time it shoots, it's kind of like a gamble. You're like, am I going to survive this? Find out on today's episode. All right, so we got those guys. They're very sneaky on the edge of the map here. See a bright wizard, so let's start shooting. Celestra can go after the wizard as well. And now the bats are going to come out. Celestra needs to get like right up in the formation here, so we're going to pull back, and get you guys moving that way. Hopefully dodge that. Okay, that was actually mostly mitigated, so that's good. So now we can just move up as... Oh, shit, okay. So we're just going to go move up. All right, well, we just got to move it like this then. All right, so you guys back. We're going to call in the Damn Knights Errant in the backfield, and they're going to go for it and start causing some havoc. And now we need to get the guns, and start shooting in. Jesus Christ. I just like lapsed in micro because I was so stressed about the Sunmaker. But it is what it is. Bomber mobs to the front. Let's get you guys in here. Celestra's going to do her Damn Knights Errant, which is going to be great. And they're going to go, and they're going to run back here and make sure to shut that shit down like 5 minutes ago. All right. So back in the mainline fight, I need to get my formations in check. We do have guns going. Bomber mobs are getting it done. Shade Wraith gunners are feasting like the heathen kings of old. Let's get on this halberd now, and now we need to get back and just really, really go after these guys and get that back there. Great. So Slostra is going to go ahead and do a little bit of this, do a tide call action, and we're going to come this way. All right, so focus, focus. Get on the Shade Wraith gunners, get you guys back there, and now we focus back on the mainline fighting. All right, bomber mobs, deck gunners and company, just shoot at whatever's coming in, really. Yeah, so now we can do some split pushing on the high ground. We can do double Cyrene. They're going to be really good against what's up there on the high ground, and they're fast and they have good capture weight. So let's get back there. Let's get the damn Knight Errant to jump on these guys and get on that Sunmaker. So there they go. And we can do a little bit of a spiteful shot on these guys as well. All right, so we are obliterating the Empire army pretty freaking hard. Holy shit. They're getting mowed down by that gun line. And the damn Knights Errants have been able to fold up the tools back here. So we need to get another Fellbat, come across, really fly it over there to make sure we finish the job. All right. So how are we looking? Oh my god, we just flattened that Empire army with our guns. The deck gunners, really, really feasting. And the bomber mobs are also wrecking these units too. All right, I think we're in a winning position right now. I think we're good. And yeah, the artillery is just struggling. It's, you know, Celostra is the best way to shut down artillery with Vampire Coast. So, okay, Burning Head coming in. Looks like it was a bit of a swing and a miss. We're going to get polearms, and polearms, and get these guys waddling up to the points. And we're going to get our deck gunners in a different group. I'm going to put them in control group 4 so we can target effectively. And let's form ranks, and form. Get these flying bat people to go shoot at these. So form up on the objective there, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, there you go, and there you go. Let's get you across. And the Sirens are going to be here shortly. So now we need to micro this, get the Sirens on top of the guns. So we're going to get you here as well. Sirens can go there, and you're going to go here as well. Okay, great. So we're cooking. We're going to do a little bit of this. Oh, wow, that was weird. I was like, same thing happened to my opponent, I think, with his Burning Head. That was definitely not where I clicked it. All right, so bomber mobs, go clear these guys out. Let's get the deck droppers moving up. So we're going to move up and take some ground here. And yeah, Sirens are going to win the high ground fight. We can go ahead and call in some capture weight up here. We'll do this, and some Scurvy Dogs. Get them up on the point here. Scurvy Dogs are really good at folding state trooper positions because you can just use them to rear charge and do quite a bit of lifting. So you guys ready to see an absolute shooting gallery right here? Here it comes. Oh, yeah. So these guys are going to get melted. We're going to do Spiteful Shot on the Shade Wraith Gunners, which is super cool. Oh, yeah. Melt them down, boys. That's the good stuff right there. Let's get this gun unit back here. Sirens should be winning the high ground fight. And, yeah, Powder's certainly doing its thing. All right, so we're going to switch to the Spearmen right here. If anything comes out of the woods, we're good to go. The doggies are going to get around the back of the formation, and we'll get another doggy up here as well. So we want to fold this position. So we're going to get right around the backside of that unit. We're charging there. Fold them up. Shade Wraith Gunners are shooting any advancing units, and looks like the artillery is trying to come back online, so we're going to go shoot it with our flying boys. And we do have our bats back here, so we're going to get that cannon offline, which is going to be good. And right on. Ooh, some heavy cavalry. So this is what's a little bit scary for me, is the heavy cav, because I don't really have a good answer to screen them out. So if they were to get into my lines, it could be ugly. But if I see them coming, I can punish them pretty hard on the approach with the shooting, you know, is the idea. The bats are on the goodies, and up here we do have the doggies, and they're still just feasting. So we're going to get on these guys, and we're going to get you on these guys. And that objective should go to us here in a minute. Bomber mobs, go right there. You guys out here. We got dogs coming in to protect a little bit, and those heavy cavalry are already offline. So we're going to shoot here. Get you guys to shoot here, and we're going to get you guys on this unit here. All right, so how's Celostra looking? We're going to go ahead and do Spiteful Shot. Get the accuracy. You're going to guard this. This point's going to go to us for sure, so we're going to come down here and do that. Oh, man, Vampire Coast is such a cool faction. They're so fun. Oh, yeah, let's shoot those Empire Knights. Got to keep the heavy cavalry from closing the distance. Who needs spears when you can just blast them with just insanely powerful shooting attacks, which is great. So let's come here. We need bodies and another body here to make sure we don't lose control of the side objective. Sunmaker, somehow the Palpa Sunmaker has returned. I don't know how. We've been shooting the hell out of that thing, but yeah, it feels bad. Thankfully, he's shooting the wrong one, so let's get you there. Scurvy Dogs, we can use them to go fold up these Spearmen real quick. Bomber mobs need to get on you. You guys form ranks, and these guns can form up here as well. Celostra can go. Let's get you on the Wizard. And now comes a big wave of shooting. All right, so we need to do that. I'm thinking, yeah, okay, we did get that Hellstorm rocket battery offline, so that's really good. And the Sirens have chased God knows where into the Shadow Realm. Jeez Louise. All right, so let's get up on the point. We'll take these Sirens to go over here. So we're going to get 1 and 1, and we're going to get them around the side here. Do a little bit of flanking action. The dogs, using them as a sacrifice to get in front of the Empire Knights isn't necessarily a bad idea. Sometimes you're going to have to do that kind of shit. Bomber mobs. Let's get the grenades going. We got the triple cap, and we have a big... Anyways, we just started blasting. Yeah, this is the Danny DeVito build from It's Always Sunny. All right, so Spearmen are in, and that's going to be GG. All right, so the artillery getting shut down was a big one for us. That was really big. He lost a lot of his artillery early on, and yeah, I think that's what made him pay the troll toll a bit. GG, well played. Yeah. The build, like, if Sunmaker's online, he wins probably, but if it gets shut down, he loses. It's very much that kind of a game. Double artillery against, like, bats and Solostra is, like, a really good counter against artillery. Can offer you an egg in your trying time, yeah. Good luck in next game. Okay, so now we're 2-1 in the tournament, so that means we cannot have a losing record tonight. Hell yeah, let's go, baby. No losing records for us. So where is this? 1, and here we are. All right, so let's report that. Let's turn so Vampire Coast. Vampire Coast, and that's going to be against the Empire. Didn't even need the Salt Lord Scuttlers. Yeah, they're good. They're good. They ain't bad. All right, so Anticity defeats Boss Toss, looking to take tonight's tournament, but we will see. He's going to have to get through the semifinals. You know, are we in contention? We are in contention. If we win our next game, yeah, we climbed out of the pits. No pits for us tonight. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen. All right, Hitman defeated Bob. Hitman might make top 4 too. Although where is he sitting? Yeah, he's actually got a good tiebreaker. He's up there with me as well. All right. GLHF. Yeah, that was a straight to Davy Jones locker kind of game. It was. Anticity, admit it. You're missing the Vampire Coast. You're watching, and you're fiending for the times of old. We lost to Gondola, Vampire Count player. He's currently undefeated. He's a very good player. Vampire Counts are also a pretty hard counter against Vampire Coast, so it ain't a good matchup. It ain't. All right, perfect. Let's get some water here. So, what have you guys been up to, man? What games do you want to see? What RTS games? Real-time strategy, grand strategy, multiplayer PvP games that are focused more on strategy rather than FPS. What are the jams? Yeah, and you know, Warhammer 2 had some good times for sure, but Warhammer 3 for me has been a much more pleasant experience. Just not having to deal with like the rules and the shenanigans of land battle. I don't know about you if you feel the same way, but hoping to catch a Nurgle SFT. Nitro, I'll play them soon. Yeah, they're coming up on the menu. Nurgle, I love playing Nurgle. They're super fun. Using the old Noxbringer to give people trouble is always a good time. Bloats, you should just make bloated corpses free. Oh, that should be the ability. So bloated corpses, you get 1 free bloated corpse every 2 minutes of battle. So in your spawn zone, you get 1 free bloated corpse every 2 minutes. It just spawns in the back and you can do as you please with it. So like, look, Tomb Kings get frickin' Ushopti, okay? They could give us a free bloated corpse. You know, I don't think it'd be a problem. Oh, Mechabellum is right up your alley, Ant. You'd love it, yeah. I've watched it, and I've enjoyed watching it. I haven't played it myself yet, but I've heard a lot of people have said good things about it. Okay, Dawn of War 2. Planetary Annihilation, that's like a huge scale one, right? Yeah. Northgard. Yeah, Northgard is, that's very similar to like Dune Spice Wars, right? Okay, let's look at value on our units, by the way. I always forget to do that. So 900, 560, 634. Handguns did fine. Bombers cleaned house. They did really, really good. And our flying deck choppers, I think they did good. Yeah, they got 300, 300. Now a little bit underwhelming. Honestly, maybe just go for the cheaper variant. I see your doggy out there. What's up, Sir Nicholas? How you doing, man? Oh, hey, look, Anticity, Sir Nicholas in chat. He's the gentleman who made your mini, which, by the way, I'm picking up next Tuesday. So my friend printed it out. He lives in the city next over, so we're going to go pick it up. We should have it painted by, like, you know, and sent out to you by mid-July. So that'll be pretty fun. It looks good, though. Yeah, I saw the print he did. The Engineer is an interesting choice. I don't know how I feel about the Engineer. I guess he was there to restock. Oh, he just wanted to restock the Sunmaker, right? Well, does that guy even have restock? He does, right? The Empire Master Engineer? I can't remember. I don't really use him anymore. I don't think a lot of people do. All right, so he should have restock, right? Yeah, he does, of course. Grubby Mechabellum streams are so good. Yeah, I'll eventually cave in and give it a try. I'm sure I'll get addicted and love it because I love auto battlers are great for us old RTS enjoyers who have crusty hands. You know, it's nice. It's the retirement home for RTS players. No, I haven't tried those games, Ryber. I don't know if they call to me as much. Like, I like futuristic warfare, like science fiction or fantasy, you know? Like, modern warfare doesn't appeal to me as much. Granted, I was looking to maybe do a stream of Command and Conquer, 0 Hour, the Command and Conquer Generals. I was thinking about doing that, but not sure. You're playing Mechabellum right now? Hell yeah, dude. Let's go. Let's get it. All right. Refreshing. We got 2 players still to go. Undefeated players are Ent and Gondola. So we have 2 undefeated lads who are going to be playing. And then, yeah, Gondola is my tiebreaker. Currently, he has the strong... I'm in top 4 right now, actually. I'm in top 4. Yeah, the robot horses are not as good because they're slower, I think. I think they have like 60 movement speed, whereas the other horse is like something like 80. So it's a big difference, actually. Tempest Rising is a Command and Conquer clone. Yeah, I've heard that. I've thought about Tempest Rising. I've wanted to give it a fair shake. Got it, Daniel. Got it. Is the protein from the sea tonight? Yeah, we're playing the crabs, dude. We're in the 4th and final round of the regular tournament, and then we're gonna go to the semifinals and grand finals after that. And Battle for Middle Earth is right now my favorite. That and Total War. Like, I'm having so much fun with the Age of the Ring. Because Lord of the Rings is just the best. Nothing is better, you know? Grinding down the Captain AI in Age of the Ring to prepare for opponents' new schemes. You can usually bully the Captain AI pretty bad with some factions. Because, like, they cheat, but if you just rush them before they can get infrastructure up, like, if I go with Isengard and just go double hobo production with torches, the AI can't handle it. They just, like, Captain AI just get steamrolled pretty quick. Oh, wait, no, Captain? I'm thinking Soldier. Okay, I haven't tried I don't think I've tried Captain. But I assume you could probably do the same thing, right, Davok? You could just rush them and bully them? Okay, I was thinking Soldier, sorry. Yeah, I don't know how hard the Captain AI is. All right. Oh, it's getting sweaty in here. The dreaded summer. Deep Rock Galactic. Okay. Let's see how we're looking here. Pharaoh Dynasties? No, are you talking about the Total War game? Like Pharaoh, it's like a DLC for it or something? Okay, these 2 guys are still going. They're having the Duel of Fates. So Death by Ricochet and Space Pope and Jesse James. Do you know you can make control groups with control number in Battle for Middle Earth? Yeah, of course. No, I always control group all my stuff in that. I have production buildings on 4 through 7 and armies on 1 through 3 usually. That's how we do it there. Yeah, it's a lot. Because Battle for Middle Earth has like really old school RTS things where you can't like put all of your production buildings in one control group. It's really obnoxious. So it's like playing Brood War from back in the day. Like when you watch Artosis play or any of these guys who still play Brood War on stream, it's like, man, like seeing them like clicking on the individual barracks and having to go through all that, I'm like, I do not envy that, dude. That is brutal. Iron Harvest. Yeah, was Iron Harvest good? Yeah, Leprechaun Lord. Let's have a discussion here in chat. Does anybody remember if Iron Harvest was a good game? Because it looked so freaking cool. It looked like there was a lot of potential. The factions like looked interesting. Yeah, let me know. Is it something that it would be fun to just like go back and try? It was okay, says Mango. Okay, so we got one person saying it was okay. Our opponent saying he liked it. Okay, waiting for some feedback on the old Iron Harvest. I know YouTube has a little bit of a delay, so I don't know why YouTube streams have delay and the Twitch one doesn't. It's kind of weird. I don't know how technology works, man. Iron Harvest is it on Steam? Okay, let me go look real quick. Iron Harvest, we can peek together. Iron Harvest. Oh shit, it's only $4. Wow. Okay, it has mostly positive reviews. Very small selection of units. Combat is very much like Company of Heroes. Pathfinding and unit control wasn't good. Okay. It seems to have... Oh, it's on sale right now. Oh, shit. Okay, that's why it's so cheap. It's on like a summer sale. I might just have to get this and try it. $4? Yeah, here it is. Iron Harvest, mostly positive reviews. Wow, that shit came out 5 years ago. God, I remember when that was coming out, and everybody was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be the next big RTS game here. Yeah, so you get like mechs and ground-based troopers. I mean, the combat looks cool, right? It's still updating as of March. The patches have cleaned up pathfinding. It's a solid game. That actually sounds like fun. There's what, 3 factions? It's worth it for the sale. And what's the income system like? Let's see. Extreme bare bones roster for 4 factions. Okay. The exception to the mechs. We're reading. Oh, this is somebody who plays Total War competitive. That's funny. Oh, okay. A Move is a competitive Total War player. He used to be. I don't know about it anymore. Okay, interesting. All right, so maybe we'll give it a shake. Macabellum, any chance for some Co 3? Yeah, it'll come back. We're on a bit of a Lord of the Rings kick right now, but when that slows down, usually there's like Total War plus 1 side game. So yeah, when Lord of the Rings calms down a little bit. Okay, so we got 1 game, Death by Ricochet and Claw are battling it out. Iron Harvest is let down by a small player base. You get Iron Harvest or cheap Andy, what? Oh, I'm so excited for the War for Westeros game. I'm so excited. Yeah, that looks freaking awesome. The Game of Thrones RTS. Is that actually listed on Steam yet? They have a release date for that? Okay, War for Westeros. No, it's not listed on Steam yet. That's going to be hype, though. That's like a FFA-based RTS game. It's going to be fun. Yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, guys. Sorry for the delay. 1 game's taking a long time. Maybe they're on Wi-Fi connections and just doing their thing. But it will pass, and we will be ready. So we're going to set up our lobby preemptively here. T4 is coming. And there we are. It's the end. You just got it. Yeah, you have to let me know how it is, man. Dibs on the dragons. Opponent's gonna be Janarius flying around on a dragon, just with his flowing long white hair. It is listed on Steam. Okay. There used to be a Game of Thrones themed Warcraft 3 custom multiplayer game. I'm sure it exists. I mean, Warcraft 3 custom games literally cover everything. You have like War of the Ring, you have Game of Thrones, you have Warhammer. Co is very fun, Scott. I mean, I enjoyed it. Let me see how many hours I have in Company of Heroes 3. I mean, I'm not just saying this. I played a hell of a lot. If you go back on our channel, Scott, and see how much, watch some of the Co streams to get an idea of the game. You'll get a good grasp of what it's like from a new player's perspective. So Company of Heroes 3, I have 442 hours in that, man. That's a lot. Okay, let's refresh this and do that. Co just had a massive patch drop. Okay, yeah, maybe it's time for a Co stream. Maybe it calls to us in the night. Refresh. Ponarius, King of... Yeah. Okay. There we go. So round 4 is up, and I got Subutai. Oh no, he's on my counter faction. Oh. All right. Yo. Let's play. Okay, so Goblins round 4. Unfortunately, I think we're wrecked in round 4 because he's on the faction that counters us. Round 4. Okay, there we go. And let the good times roll. So we're going to get Subutai in here, invite him. He's on Vampire Counts, the maps, so I am first ban, and maps for the round are going to be Terracotta Graveyard, Blood Grove, and Kasar's Cursed Oasis. Hopefully he's not AFK. I will ban Kasar's Cursed Oasis. Yeah, I don't like that map very much. Although, yeah, it does. I mean, shooting isn't really going to be a thing here anyways. Terracotta Graveyard or Blood Grove seem a little bit better for me. All right, back to the pits. Nitro says you got a question. Whenever I try to load anything in Warhammer 3, it gets to 95%, then it takes like 10 minutes to finish. Do you have an what do they call those things? An SS, the fancy drives, an SD drive or something? Maybe it's that. I have no idea. Okay, so Subutai will hopefully come. SSD, yeah, that's what it is. You do have one? I have no idea then. Is your computer pretty good? Total War can be a bit of a hog. It can be a big loading journey. We're waiting on Subutai here. There he is. Okay. All right, so we're gonna start working on the builds. Lobby's up. Okay, so you're banned. So we have the Terracotta Graveyard or the Blood Grove are going to be our maps here. Yeah, Warhammer 3 takes, on my old computer, I didn't have that much space on the hard drive, so like I had to uninstall Warhammer sometimes to just like play different games. Yeah, it was nuts. Graveyard. The Terracotta Graveyard. Yeah, tonight's an SFT. I'm playing Vampire Counts. We're gonna play Counts again. This is cool though because we get to explore our scheming we had earlier, right? We were like theory crafting on how to win the matchup. So this is a good shot at that. Okay. Deal. So we're going to play this map, and let's get our armies together. All right. So I think we do this. I feel like his style is going to be different than the other player for sure. Vigor, Hornswaggle, Slan Gold. Yeah, I think just that is probably going to be good. Oh my god, I have a really haggard idea for a build. How many? Oh my god, can we do this? That's such a bronze build. Oh my god, dude. No, that would not go well, right? I was going to bring as many depth guard as we could possibly bring. Just bring like 6 of them in our opening build. 3, 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to need you. Do it. Do it. All right. I like that. I like that. And great. Max giant gun crabs. I'm crafting, guys. Subutai's in trouble. He better watch out. So Winds of Death is kind of an interesting idea, isn't it? Against the old Vampire Counts. I don't know. They usually just bring like just absolute trash chaff units, so it doesn't feel like great value to me. Okay. So now what can we bring? Yes. 1 and then 2 and 2. So expensive. I think we do need some Sirens though. They were actually pretty good in the last game. It seems like Vampire Counts, they don't have a ton of magic damage outside of their actual magic, so maybe those guys are going to be MLG pro gamers. We'll find out today. All right, so that's 1100. What abilities can I cut here? We can cut that for now, and that's going to give us enough for this. Then we're going to get you. I'm not hating it. It's trying its best. Scurvy Dogs, I think, are going to be necessary. Morgul's, the Night Terrors, may be good as well. I don't like the idea of bringing any guns. I'm just kind of like changing up the paradigm of how we play this. Yeah, I think this looks cool, man. Terracotta Graveyard is an interesting one. Oh, that's right. The Mortis Engine does give magic attacks. That's right, you dirty dog. All righty, you scurvy dog. It does indeed. Turin, do you currently rock a mullet like your army blocker screen? It's not that long yet, but it's getting to mullet length, yeah. If we have like some sort of a special event or something, maybe the mullet could be returned to its former glory. We'll have to see. We will have to see. Okay, and what about Big Crabbo Stabbo like Lamprey's Revenge? That'll probably be all right. Probably not bad. So freaking 1,700 for that unit. Just put me in the trash, dude. Jeez, that's expensive. And then 400 here. Oh, the bloat. The bloat. I have like just enough money to get a bloat, and it just calls to me. I see its thick form calling me in the night. All right, GLHF. Time to go get wrecked. New hot dog stream. How many of you guys would actually turn up for a hot dog stream, though, you know? What's the real deal there? Do you really want to watch a bunch of like almost 40-year-old men just shove hot dogs? You know? We could do that. We could have like a high stakes tournament, right? So we get like the top 4 players in the world, you know, and like every match that one of them loses, they have to eat like 2 hot dogs or something. I don't know how we would do it, but it would have to be something funny. And also, I don't know. Inticity, would you do it? Would you channel your Kobayashi and just punish? I feel like I could put down a handful. I feel like I could put down like at least 8 to 10 hot dogs that are with buns and ketchup. You know? If you use that like cheap white bread that like has no nutrition in it whatsoever. Yeah, Pone hates hot dogs, which is weird. It's super un-American. And Tissy's like, sure, why not? Oh my god. Pone's a top player. Look at him, dude. Maybe not the 4th of July this year, but 4th of July in like the next year, in 26. We can cook with something, all right? So we need to get the high ground, obviously. Okay, so we're going to get you guys here, here, and here. Then we got depth guard and depth guard. I'm thinking about doing like a split push with a depth guard down here and just getting a little bit cheeky on the low ground here. Maybe we do that. I don't know. My hopes aren't great for this game. This matchup seems really, really hard. Okay, 3, and we're going to get our caster here, and we're going to do it. All right. Hot dogs are gross? Dude, how dare you, Pone? What's wrong with you, dude? How dare you? Okay, well, anyways. After that heresy, we better get this game started right now. Oh, dude, a pierogi stream would be great. Anna's going to make some for my birthday coming up, which is going to be good. We'll probably, in the morning, we'll do a little birthday bash. It'll be fun. We'll do some sort of a cool event. Yeah, I don't know what yet. We'll figure something out. Okay, let's do this. You're going to go ahead and gather over here. Luther Harkin's going to go, and he brought Heinrich Kemmler. So I just need to get my posse up here on this point. Those guys are running, and we could call in some scurvy boys to go try and grab that point real quick. Probably not a bad idea. Yeah, he's got like the White Kings and shit. He's got corpse guards coming across. Call-ins for me? I mean, I don't know. Maybe we just save for Lampreys. Yeah, which is going to be the way to do it, I think. We're going to get you guys out here. They're just going to park in the bushes and wait to go get that point. So I think what we do is we do this. We grab this low ground point, so we're going to move you up on there. Try and bait them out here a little bit. So we're going to go fly over his army, see what he's got. This is like putting the depth guard's name to the test. Like, are they going to be able to grind through enough of these units? So we see the crypt ghouls. We see the corpse cart here. We're just going to start shooting it with our pistol here. And we're going to breath attack that bad boy. Yeah. If we can get that corpse cart down, that's a 500 gold pick, right? It's not bad. He's going to eat the breath attack there, which is great. We're going to keep shooting, and the doggies are doing it. So now we see zombies and ghouls heading over to that point, right? Yeah, the depth guard should be able to beat them all, though. Luther is sitting ahead, getting that corpse cart nice and low, and we are going to be arriving up on the point, which is great. So there we go. Let's do that. And now we're going to move those depth guard up. All right, so that's going to be the game. We're going to play like a weird split push sort of match, which should be interesting. All right. And yeah, we just need to win this fight here. We see Heinrich Kemmler. We're going to shoot him with the silencing pistol, which is going to definitely put him in his place a little bit. That's going to be nice. We do have Gaze him to Gash, but we do get the shot, so he should be silenced if it hit him. I don't know if it did. Feels bad, man. So Death Guard are arriving, and we can go chew on these guys and just hang out there. So that objective belongs to us. Heinrich Kemmler is getting blasted by the pistol, and let's move up. And we're going to get the Death Guard going here. We're going to get you here, you there, and you here as well. All right, so you're going to pull back. Depth Guard polearms need to eye the prize. Luther is getting a lot of good damage on Heinrich. We have the low ground objective, and can we chew through these guys? Find out on today's episode. All right, so we're going to do that, and hopefully win the high ground fight here. You know, hopefully we will. So let's fly overhead. We're going to get a breath attack on the corpse cart here, although the Mortis engine is on its way in, so there is that. So maybe we can just win the game by if he blunders here. So we're going to go ahead and get him with this. Charge him there, and we're going to get the Gaze of Nagash at the ready as well. You guys get back up, get that down, and we do get a nice little charge on him there. All right, so Depth Guard and company can just retreat back a little bit, and we can, you know, split that point a little bit later. We're trying to get our boy here. Can we even connect with him once? There we go. Mortis engine is on the way. I don't have like great answers for it. I'm thinking about trying to get it with a Gaze of Nagash. And those are Graveguard great weapons, which is a little bit scary, so we just have to eat that. All right, so Luther is just going deep. He's really giving the business to old Heinrich there. And I think it's about time we call in some big guns up on the high ground. So we're going to get the Krabos. I'm going to try this, get you guys coming over there. And how did we do? Did we actually get some damage in there? Yeah, the Mortis Engine is in now, but it's not draining anything like super relevant. We're going to go ahead and put an invo on these guys. And we're going to just push away with Luther and hope for the best. All right, so Death Guard are grinding, but, you know, he does have great weapons there, which is sketchy. We're trying to push our way out. We need to, like, zoom in and see where those damn Cryptors are. Okay, so there they go. We're going to get you guys up to the middle, and Luther was able to get away, so that's great. So now we can get him back up in the sky and have him start causing havoc. I almost feel like the previous build was a little bit stronger, but maybe not. Okay, is he really chasing me here? Okay, I'm actually, no, we don't want to fight that. We need to get away. All right, so we get the Gaze of Nagash. We hit the big old Mortis beast right there. Luther's trying to get away, and these guys are going to go do this. And in the meantime, is that the one that gives magic damage? It is not. So we're going to do Sirens, and we're going to get you to come over here and start getting over there. Great. So we got to, like, just play weird, you know? But, like, right now we're value trading evenly, but he has, like, Mortises and shit, so that's not good. Let's get you guys on this. So we're going to pull both these guys back, get the Depth Guard back, get the zombies moving in, and we should be able to get away here in a moment. We'll see. So get on the point, and Luther Harkin is getting chased by Heinrich. But the good thing is we're getting away here, so that's nice. All right, Depth Guard need to retreat. Let the polearms get in there. We're coming back this way. We're going to have another invocation soon, and we can cast that on our boy. So let's cast it on Luther. We're being chased by Black Knights? That's fine. All right, so we can go ahead and Hornswoggle you to slow him down. Try and get away right there, and on the middle, we are starting to flip this one. These guys are going to go for that, so we're going to get you up here and you up here. And Luther, he's almost back through the lines, which means we're going to be able to escape. So the Mortis Engine is battling the Krabos, which is fine. We're going to take these two Death Guard units and flee, and we're going to rotate down towards the middle and see if we can do that. We're going to just, like, play away from the Mortis Engine and see if we can cook that way. All right, so that looks good. These guys are going to battle this, and we're going to get the Sirens to go after you. In the meantime, Death Guard can start chewing there. We're going to get you around the top, and Luther Harkin is going to go and just get a breath attack on the Mortis Engine. And we're going to see what's cooking here. So, yep, you guys go down that way. And let's get a Siren to come over the middle. I think we have to play the map if we want to win this. Like, I don't think we can win a straight-up fight. We just got to, like, bounce between objectives and shit and just be annoying. Lamprey's Revenge are getting really, really beat up. There's a lot of scary vampire-age there. All right, so these guys are doing it. We're going to get you around the outside. Let's go over there. Sirens are getting the work done. Pop this, get Luther to come over and help out against the Sword Boys. And these guys are going to gather up on that point. And we still have some zombies and chaff units occupying here. Oh, shit. Why did I land him in there? Oh, my God. I just Bronze Odia'd that shit so hard. All right, so we're going to rush across. And thankfully, we are stealing 2 points, which is great. Dogs, get behind them. And we can get the vampire character in there to fight as well. Luther is going to get away, so that's good. So he's occupying some space here. So we're going to get you and you. Get them up on the point. We're going to get the doggies behind them here. Actually, you know what? Sirens should get behind them. And that side point's actually going pretty good. So we do have the objectives. We're being chased, which is fine. Let's get all 3 of these characters right here, and just prepare for a big overcasted invo. All right, so that's going to heal all these guys. There we go. Awesome sauce. Let's get those Depth Guard in there. And I'm happy to take this fight right now, actually. So we're going to go ahead and do it and get the Sirens behind the Graveguard Great Weapons. All right, so yeah, now the Vampire Army is going to be waddling here. Luther does get on top of the old man and does manage to connect a little bit. The Graveguard are doing their thing as we do start to crumble them down a little bit. Is there any sense in us playing the high ground? I think it's just too grindy there. It's a little bit too grindy. We don't have, like, the killing power this time around to actually kill the Mortis Engine. Like, Luther can't solo it. Yeah, he's not able to really just crush that thing. All right, so Luther's going to get away. We have another polearm coming in. Down here, we're able to win this fight. So let's get these doggies up here and prepare for a little bit of fun. The Depth Guard are grinding okay, but yeah, overall they're not going to have a great time, unfortunately. So Sirens can go hunt these guys down. Let's get you around there. Maybe we get Luther in the sky and just drop some pistol shots. Is there anything we can do up here on the high ground? So we're going to get you and you. Just get 2 pistol mobs and try and position them right here to play the long game. And we're going to get you guys back, dodge that Winds of Death there. And it was a partial hit, a pretty good hit, honestly. Yeah, I would say that's solid. So I think just trying to snipe Heinrich is going to be our best play. So let's retreat back that way. My opponent gets that objective. Scurvy Dogs are going to do this. We're going to go after these guys. Pop out of the trees. And the Death Guard polearms are going to go up there as well. All right, so we're just going to retreat away a little bit. Get these Sirens over here. And do we have any Death Guards still chilling there? We do not. Okay, we get the breath attack on Big Man. We can come in and try and snipe him. He's pretty healthy, though, and he has a lot of mass near him as well. So let's just fly overhead and shoot him with a pistol for a minute. Okay, are we out of ammunition? Holy shit, wow, really? We ran out of ammo, okay. It's a big vampire Unga Bunga blob, for sure. Unfortunately, he's able to get in there and melee with us. We have Graveguard Grey open, so let's get these scurvy dogs, get them in combat here. Against these guys, form ranks, get you back in the middle. And what can we possibly do? It just seems cursed. Seems cursed. Like, we were value trading ahead of them until we started playing the objectives, and then we start losing a little bit, right? Let's get on the Black Knights here. And we're going to go ahead and invo you up, get the heals. Luther Harkin's going to go try and get that. And yeah, so pole arms to the middle. These guys able to get back. Let's form ranks here. And what do we have? Crypt Ghouls? We do have Crypt Ghouls there. Now, what can I call in that's going to be good against those? I don't really have anything. Yeah, maybe just deckhand mobs and deckhand mobs and do this. I don't think I can win this. I really don't. I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure about this matchup. I mean, everybody I've talked to said this matchup is cursed, and there seems to be a reason for it. Yeah, so we're going to go do this. We're going to drop it like it's hot. The previous build was actually better, believe it or not. It was better. So we're going to try and get a Gaze of Nagash on Homeboy. Pull you back up in the sky and see if we can drop it like it's hot. Maybe we get a shotgun shot. I'm not sure. We're going to try it. Depth Guard polearms are doing good here. The pistol mobs have reformed ranks and are getting a little bit of firepower down. Let's get some Depth Guard coming to the high ground. Maybe like a mass mobility deck dropper kind of style could be good. All right, let's drop an invo on Homeboy, get the heals going. If he chases Luther with the whole army, it's a bit of a win for us in some ways. So we're just going to kind of keep running with Luther and maybe be able to secure one of these damn points. I don't know. Depth Guard fighting there. Pistol mobs are getting some shots, so we're going to move them up. And Luther is going to keep waddling here and keep trying to get on top of him if we can. I mean, Luther isn't really threatened by anything. You know, he's doing pretty good. But how much value has he really gotten? He's gotten 2,000 value this game, so not terrible, honestly. Not terrible. Depth Guard polearms need to turn around and engage against the Black Knights. Pistol mobs coming. Deck dropper bloats. Oh my god, that's so haggard. I wonder if that would work though. I don't think it would. Alright, so we're gonna loop you back here. We're gonna start casting this. And now we're gonna go after him. We're gonna hornswaggle him. Maybe if I can snipe this guy, we can do something. Let's see. Okay, are we gonna get it? We do connect. We do, I think. The spell does not want to go off because spell casting in this game is haggard. Can we get the cast off? Okay, there it goes. Point blank. We gonna miss? Oh, what the hell is this? It's stuck at 1 second. What is this shit? What is that? I just can't cast it? It just doesn't work? Is that character dead? Okay, now let's try it again. So Luther's going to go over there. I do have the Depth Guard here. We're going to move up on that point. Yeah, I don't even know why we're still in this game. Oh my god. Yeah, dude, we can't even cast the spell here. He's just too tight. Yeah, so we're just gonna tap out. GG to him. Well played. That build was terrible. The previous build was much better. At least we had the aerial dominance and we could have the big monster dominance, but there we had nothing going. Yeah, I know it was probably obstructed, but it looked like we were literally right next to him, so. GG dog. Hope you win finals. All right. So that matchup seems absolutely miserable to play against. I don't know how you win that matchup with Coast, man. I mean, that build was not good. We experimented with the Depth Guard. They did okay on value, but we invested a lot. Luther did okay. Maximilian saying you got robbed this tourney. The double match into vampire counts is brutal. It is. It's very unlucky, but it doesn't matter. We're just having fun and learning. No, you can't shoot against vampire counts. They just run you down through cavalry and bats and things like that. So that is a cursed matchup, though. Holy shit. I do not envy anybody who has to play that shit in a tournament. Okay. Report score. At least you guys got to see. All of you aspiring Vampire Coast players can know what to avoid now. You've at least taken away that kernel of knowledge. Yeah, we have several Vampire Count players today. I think there's... Subutai should make top 4. And then we have 2 Vampire Counts in the finals and 1 Slanesh. And I don't know who's going to be the next spot. Actually, maybe Chaos Dwarves? We'll have to see if that's going to be the case. I don't know, man. I don't know. Lore of the Deep does have some good magic, yeah, it does. Dude, genuinely, I am at kind of at a loss at how to play that one. Because they just blob so much better than you. The Mortis Engine's super hard to kill. I think you have to cheese. You have to go like real cheesy, right? So what about like something like this? I mean, but you're limited to only 6 flying units, which really heavily limits you. So what do? We do like deck droppers. But then we would need like 2 big scaries to defend the Air Force, right? We would need a Death Shrieker and maybe like a... Do we go double Death Shrieker? No, that's like your whole Air Force. That's the problem. Anticity says, I don't know if it's winnable. Winds of Death against a Graveguard maybe, but like it still feels like it's not going to be enough. That matchup feels... That's one of the worst matchups I played, honestly. I don't know how to win that. Normally I can figure like something out, but here I'm just not sure. And then we do double like Scabscraith boys to clear out the chaff. So we do double Scabscraith long run. They're just going to get tied down by zombies and do nothing though. You could put them on Prometheans. And then you're going to need a Caster Lord for your main lord. So you could do a Vampire Admiral of... You're probably going to want Invo in Vampires, right? So Vampire Admiral with a pistol. We're going to go Vampires, Invocation. I do like Gaze of Nagash, but maybe Winds of Death. Pariah Pit, cut All Hands Hoy. Cut these guys and go like pistol mobs. Ooh boy, that feels really weird. You should, because that's gonna be hard to fight. You can maybe win the Air Force fight with your Goose and with the 2 Fellbats, and then you have free shooting, right? Maybe some weird skew build like that is gonna be how you do it. I do not know. Yeah, they have the Vampire Council win the infantry fight. Graveguard Great Opens were really dominant there, actually. They beat the brakes off my guys. Okay, top 4, Anticity on Slaanesh. And we have Gondola on Vampire Counts. Still playing his... No, he was defeated by Anticity. And then there should be another player with 3 wins. Yeah, so the winner of Claw and Hitman Hippo is going to be advancing, probably. Hitman Hippo is Chaos Dwarves. I don't know what Claw is playing. Yeah. No, the Colossus sucks. Those things are terrible. Dark Horse, it's not always true, because the Empire is a really, really strong against Vampire Counts, actually. I have always felt really in control and dominant when I play Empire against Vampire Counts, but that's largely because of War Wagons and safe shooting. They have shooting platforms that can't be shut down easily by like dogs and bats. And like the Luminarch can be very cheesy as well. You have really good sniping options. You can even go with like Elspeth if you want to get really cheesy. There's a lot of ways that the Empire can beat the Vampire Counts. Like if we talk about shooting factions versus Vampire Counts, let's see. Yeah, Empire's fine. I don't know about High Elves. High Elves I feel like have some teeth because they have crazy good monsters. They can do a lot with the Phoenixes. Yeah, they can do a lot. Empire versus Vampire Counts is very fun. It is. It's one of the classic matchups. All right. Yeah, Maximilian Error Race is a great point. Static shooting is bad against Vampire Counts, but kiting them and shooting, mobile shooting is good against them, right? Empire also has 300 gold, 5 capture weight. Yeah, the Humble Spearman. It really helps you contest for sure. All right, so we're almost there. Thank you guys all for joining tonight. I see we've gotten the affliction of the dreaded YouTube sleeper. So we have these, like, sometimes we'll just have, it's so strange. I'm really genuinely curious what the phenomenon is. YouTube's been very strange this year. Ever since the beginning of the year, the stream thing has been very odd. All right, 2 games still to finish, but they're important, actually. They're going to be determining the next round. They will be seeing what's going. Yeah, Empire's really good Dark Horse. You would like him against Vampire Counts. War Wagons are good. Black Lions are really brutal. On big open field maps, you can get a ton of equity out of the Black Lions. You can go Balthazar Gelt, double Witch Hunter is actually a fun tech. Boris Todbringer is great. You know, you got lots of options. Marcus can be okay too. A black coach with Sylvania and handgunners. Let's freaking go. Hey, take care, Ghost. Thank you for joining, man. Welcome, welcome. Yes, get some rest, my friends. We will be here for you tomorrow. The VOD will remain. Okay. It's always the same couple people taking their sweet time here. I respect it though. You know, the big thinking is on. You're the Morgan Freeman of Warhammer 3 videos. Morgan Freeman, man, he's talk about iconic. Yeah. I'm trying to think of my favorite Morgan Freeman movie. I mean, when I was young, I haven't seen it in ages, but I remember really enjoying the Shawshank Redemption. That was a fun one. He's been in a lot of stuff, man. Been in a lot of stuff. Against Vampire Counts, would Celestron and Leviathan do okay? It probably wouldn't be terrible, Matthew. Yeah, but she's just gonna get tar pitted by Cryptors and die. Like, she'll just get tar pitted by Corpse Cart, Skeleton Spears, and Cryptors and basically do nothing the entire game. So you don't really have the means of pushing their blobs back. I think maybe you have to play full mobility Vampire Coast and just have these weird, cheeky, like, mobile builds. But you're only allowed to bring 6 flying units, so you can't go too crazy with the deck droppers. Yeah, Shawshank is a classic. 07 with Brad Pitt. Yeah. So my best factions are Empire, Nurgle, and Chorfs. That's if I'm trying to win a tournament, those are the ones I would do it with. Vampire Coast, they seem weak, honestly. Like, Vampire Coast seems to have some okay matchups, and they do make it there when, like, specialists play them. But they have, I've noticed they do have some rough matchups. Yeah. All right, so let's refresh. I wouldn't say Vampire Coast is weak, but they're like lower mid tier, you know. But so is Nurgle, to be fair. Nurgle also, but Nurgle doesn't have any matchups that are as cursed as the ones that we just played now. Like, I'm trying to think what Nurgle's worst matchup is. Yeah, Wood Elves shit on Nurgle pretty hard, actually. Yeah, Wood Elves is rough. But aside from that, you know, doesn't feel like too awful across the board. Morgul Hammer to Zombie Anvil. No, because Skeleton Spearmen with a Corpse Card are just going to beat them. Yeah, the Morguls aren't really that effective there. All right, let's do that. Let's see where we are in the old tourney here. And we're going to put it up. We'll of course cast Anticity's game. He's creeping in the shadows, so we'll see what he's got there. I want to see some evil Slaanesh. A preview of what's to potentially come this weekend. Because he's playing in the championship. Yo, let me know when finished. The weakest faction in the game. Ooh, boy. Oh, is he done? I messaged him. I was like, let me know when you're finished. And he's like, sure thing. I'm like, are you just like typing while you're playing the game here? Yeah. All right, let's see. So weakest faction. I think even if the Vampire Coast can see the Vampire counts build beforehand, they still lose. Yeah, I think so. Worst faction in the game. I mean, according to the stats, it's Grand Cathay, but I don't think that's true. Ooh. Man, oh man. Is it Grand Cathay in domination mode? Are they the worst? It's weird. I mean, they have some tools. We saw Anticity play them and just crush people with his weird Jezzail, like Jade Lancer, freaking Crowman playstyle. Like, I feel like that's pretty strong. Like, I don't feel like Grand Cathay is the worst faction. That's really hard looking at all these factions here. Skaven are weird. It could be Cathay. Cathay could be one of the worst. Skaven might be a contender as well, but they do have some matchups they're quite strong in. Why does Cathay have such bad stats? Well, you can look, you can see the matchups and see where they struggle. I mean, they get crushed by Greenskins, Vampire Counts, Ogre Kingdoms, Tomb Kings are all giving them the business. They have some evenish matchups. Yeah. No, I think Cathay doesn't even have the most games played. I mean, Chaos Dwarfs have a shitload of games. Damn, that's a whole lot. We're going to be resetting the stats when we get a new DLC, obviously, so we'll see. Yeah. Don't know. Might be Grand Cathay in domination mode. It might be Grand Cathay. In land battle, they're a lot better because they can just mouth breathe and sit in a box and get their harmony. They don't have to, like, move around. They get to live the Eric Cartman World of Warcraft gamer fantasy where they just like sit on their box and, you know, they got their toilet as their gaming chair. Yeah. All right. I don't know why Skaven wrecks Tzeentch, Kieran. That's interesting. It's like there's so many matchups in this game. It's hard to know the entire meta, you know. And I obviously covered this game a lot, but I do cover other games as well. So I'm not as in tune as I often am. See if I can bring it to the finals. I think that your Crowman Jade Lancer style is really, really nasty, and I think that's really tough to counter. Okay, how are these guys still going? Nearly over. I'm seeing if it's laggy. I'm talking to Space Pope right now, trying to see what's cooking here. And we're gonna have our top 4 now, so the match just finished. Prepare thyselves and get ready for the Duel of Fates. Yeah, obviously conquests are going to be a lot better in, but I mean, do people host is Conquest have a competitive circuit that people host like major events for? I know Human Boy does some stuff for Land Battle. Is there any like Conquest or Land Battle stuff that has like prize pools or that kind of backing? All right, let's refresh it. And there we go. Perfect. All right. And we got our top 4. It's going to be Claw, Subutai, Gondola, and Anticity. Are you guys ready to see Slaanesh gone wild? Slaanesh, yeah, going to be getting nasty here. All right, so let's advance to top 4. My stepsisters, what? That's funny, Christian. I don't know. I usually just tell people I work in like if somebody like we've been looking at properties and looking at places to move, and you know, when the people there will ask what I do, I'm like, oh, I work in broadcast. I just tell them I work in broadcast, and they don't ask more questions. Yeah. All right. So did I advance the top 4? Did I click the button, or am I a bit of an idiot? Let's find out. Okay, I did click the button. We're going to be doing top 4, and we have Subutai versus Claw and Gondola versus Anticity. All right. There we go. And where are we at? All right. So Anticity versus Gondola and Subutai versus Claw. So what are you playing, Claw? What are you playing tonight? Oh, you tied, Claw? Let me check Snickerdoodle. Did you? Because when I refreshed it, it didn't look like it. Let me check. Super chats are turned on. Did I miss the super chat? Let me check. I might have missed it during the heat of the moment. No, they shouldn't be turned off. I didn't see anything, so nothing popped up. Maybe it didn't go through, boss. No stress, though. No stress. All right, I'm going to go look at the tourney and see. Did you tie? I don't see anybody having tied right now, Snickerdoodle, because you only have 2 wins, Snickerdoodle, unless the score got reported wrong. You just finished? What? Did somebody report your score wrong or something? You beat Space Pope. Okay, let me look. Because if that's the case, then we'll of course have a little playoff game, which is fine. Okay. Claw. All right. It says you have 2 wins, but let me check. I'm going to refresh it right now. Maybe they reported the score wrong or something. Why does it say you only have 2 wins? So 1, 2. You only have 2 wins, Snickerdoodle. It says you lost to Space Pope, so that wouldn't make sense for you to actually tie him because he has 3 wins. So yeah. How far did you get? Tonight was not good. I played Vampire Coast and I ran into their hard counter twice. So we won some really epic games, but we also got karate chopped a little bit as well. All right, so let me do this. Semis. Turin. So Anticity, you go ahead and play your game. I'm going to cast the other side. Okay, let's do that. And do this. And it is go time. All right, so that's going to be Pontus Claw. All right, semis, and you're going to be playing against Subutai here. I believe it was Subutai, right? Yeah. Semis. All right, let's get these lads in here, and they'll let me know the maps. Okay, so you beat Space Pope. So did you report the score wrong? Because that would have been... Yeah, Anticity, go ahead and play. You can play your homie now. And just play your game versus Gondola. No, go ahead and play. It's fine. You can hang out when we get to the next round. Okay, so Snickerdoodle, go look at the brackets. It looks like you just reported your game wrong or something. Because, yeah, something clearly went wrong there. So, okay, so hold on. So what we're going to do then, we have a playoff. So let me do this one first. So Snickerdoodle is probably going to play against the Claw, if that's the case. Did you just report your score wrong? If you did, let me know, and then I can get you in here for the playoff game. Semis, if you indeed went 3-1. Well, tiebreaker. All right, guys, we got a playoff going. No, get in there, dude. If you earned it, get in here and play. It's time for your playoff match. Yeah, you're going to be playing against Claw, because if that's the case, then you would have tied him. Oh, actually, as a matter of fact, let me fix your score. Maybe that won't... I need to just fix the way you reported it. Okay, so just give me a minute, guys. We got to admin this shit right now. All right, so, because this could affect other tiebreakers too. I need to put like something on Total Tavern that says like, are you sure this is the correct score? And it shows it to you. I think when we update the website, we're going to do that because a lot of people report their score wrong, which is understandable, you know. You've been playing all night, you know, getting a little bit crazy. Let's do this. All right, so that's going to fix that. And then we're going to go to the... who did you play against? You played against Space Pope, so Space Pope needs to have his score reduced, and you need to have your score increased. There's a conquest scene, but not a land battle one. Weekly tournaments are... Oh, you're saying there's not a land battle scene? I mean, I'm pretty sure Human Boy runs some events. I don't know if he puts prize pools into things or anything, but... all right, so let's do this and that. All right. So fixed and fixed. And now we're going to refresh this. And we're going to see if there's actually a need for a tiebreaker. Okay, so Snickerdoodle. According to the scores, when I fixed it, look at the leaderboard now when I fixed it. I think you actually don't make top 4 because one of those guys was your opponent, right? Did you play Claw earlier in the event? I think you must have. Because when I put in the new scores, it actually shows that you're not in the top 4. Yeah, so okay. Check it out. 1 sec. Sorry, guys. A little bit of admin hiccup here. Okay, so we fixed that. And now we got Subutai here. Okay, so it's going to be Dark Elves versus Vampire Counts. Uh-huh. Yeah, should be all fine. Psych, double psych, yeah, of course. Sounds good. Okay, there we go. And we're going to go ahead and get you in there. So I just need Subutai to tell me the map when I get it. Okay, let me know map when done. All right, so now we're all set. Admin stuff has been taken care of. Thank you guys for joining tonight. And let's get this party started. Yeah, I like Conquest for like OG Faction War style. I think it's pretty fun for that. The only downside of doing Domination Faction Wars is how long the events take. It's pretty nuts. You go frickin', like, it would be like an 8-9 hour one. Yeah, I've seen some of the RTK guys run some Conquest stuff, which is good. Conquest is solid. I think if Warhammer 3 had launched with Conquest, it could have potentially become the mainstay game mode. Because launch mode Domination was terrible. When Domination first came out, I mean, it was a step forward in terms of like having a functional RTS, but it was in rough shape when it first came out. Especially with like not having the Immortal Empires factions. Those were dark ages, man. Yeah, those were dark ages. All right, so Dark Elves versus Vampire Counts. It's a fun matchup. Probably going to be seeing Heinrich Kemmler coming in. And Medusas maybe a dragon character as well. And yeah. All good. Okay. And Dark Elves versus Counts. Let's frickin' get it. This is the semifinals for tonight. I think that might be Polish, looking at the nomenclature there. Although for him, it would be very late, man. If he's playing in Poland right now, Poland is going to be like, what, 5 in the morning, give or take? Playing all frickin' night? Yeah, who knows, man? Who knows? When did you start saying haggard? It's vernacular for my hometown, yeah. So people growing up in the early 2000s in my hometown were saying that quite a bit. Yeah, it was just the way of things. Yeah. How are Medusas nowadays? They're not bad. Yeah, they're decent little monsters. They have good laser beams that can deal with elite infantry. They're anti-large fighters as well. Shout out to the Fillmore. Are you talking about Fillmore, California, Joel? Is that the case? Because if that's the case, then I do know where that is. Yeah. Oh, the catch-up mechanic was terrible. The come-from-behind mechanic was really bad. Yeah, they were really, really bad. Yeah, I remember. Because there was like this meta of like people not capturing the points so they could get the free resources and then just overwhelm their opponents later. Oh my god, the come from behind. Those were dark ages, man. And then we just had like only Marauder Horsemen and like just all sorts of shit. Oh, that was so awful, dude. All right, so the map is going to be Imperial Road. All right, so Imperial Road is going to be the map. And here we go. Yeah. Vamp's going to win. Yeah, not a bad... I mean, I think in this matchup, it could go either way. In Warhammer 2, Vampire Counts actually had trouble with Dark Elves. It was considered a counter matchup for a long time. But Domination is a very different game. And, you know, there's been a lot of balancing changes since then. A lot of things have changed. So that's the one. Staff was awesome. Got me into tabletop. Right on, dude. I've been there before. I've been to that store. Yeah. Shout out from Detroit. What's going on, dude? Welcome, welcome. Hope you're doing well over there. And it's time for the Vampire Counts and the Dork Elves to have a duel of fates. The other side of the bracket is Vampire Counts and Slaanesh. So, yeah, we got our factions. It is Anticity as well, the Dark Lord. So, most likely, we'll be seeing him in the semifinals. Do you recommend 28 Years Later? So, oh man, I mean, I don't want to... A lot of people haven't seen it yet. I don't want to get into it. 28 Days Later is probably my favorite horror movie of all time, along with The Thing with Kurt Russell from the 80s. But 28 Years Later, it had some like cool moments in the beginning, but I feel like it fumbles really hard in the mid and late stages of the movie, like really hard. So yeah. That's just my assessment. The beginning, it was like, I kind of was getting hyped. I was like, oh, it's going to be fun, but yeah. Hey, what's up, Frost? How you doing, man? Hope you're doing well. Just had the pleasure of introducing 3 friends to The Thing. They were overhyped about the practical effects. Dude, the practical effects in The Thing hold up pretty well, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Yeah, so the 28 Years Later is the beginning of a new trilogy. The second one already is greenlit, and they're working on it. It's going to be coming out actually 28 weeks after this movie. And then the third one is if the series does well. Yeah. All right. But, like, I don't know. I still enjoyed 28 Years Later. Like, I didn't hate it. Like, I liked it. But I was disappointed with the second portion of the movie. I felt like there was so many things, but... I also didn't know that it was the first in a trilogy coming out. So to me, that was like, I felt like the end was the finality of the franchise. So maybe my initial impressions were off, but like I liked it, but I didn't love it was my, probably would be my assessment. Anyways, let's get into this. Ladies and gentlemen of the old world, welcome to the semifinals of tonight's tournament. It is going to be the Vampire Counts facing off against the Dark Elves. Dark Elves going to be coming in with some of the coolest infantry in the entire game. It's going to be the Blackguard of Nagaron. So these guys are freaking badass. So it's going to be 2 of those guys. We do also have the Khanate Assassins. Good utility pieces, provide a little bit of shooting against the big scary vampires. And it is going to be Malice Darkblade with a Sorceress of Fire to burn through the witches and have a little bit of fun. Yeah, Bob, I agree with you. I felt like it was 3 movies at once and the end was a lot of whiplash. Yeah. All right, guys, looking at Subutai's army here, it is going to be a massive front line of zombies backed up by corpse carts. We do have the Sternsmen, skeleton spears in the back, cryptors, and it is going to be a Haggard Palpatine flying around as well. So there he goes. He's got the Raised Dead and Gaze of Nagash for the Lord sniping. It's going to be decent. Sniping down the Sorceress, getting rid of the Lord of Fire, probably would be pretty good, but it is going to be an elite Dork Elf army advancing up. And the first call-in from the Dark Elves in the back is going to be the Scourge Runner Chariot. So they're here. And Scourge Runner Chariots have some utility. They can run over chaff units, and they're also good at shooting flying vampires and cryptors and corpse carts and all sorts of things like this. Subutai is an OG Vampire Count player. He's like He's a journeyman of the vampire counts. He's been doing it a long time. He's won plenty of tournaments and is no slouch, that's for sure. So Gaze of Nagash is being cast down the pipe, it looks like. Let's see. It looks like he was starting to cast it, and then maybe the spell got canceled and or interrupted. I'm not sure. But he is going to be dropping it. Yeah, he's trying to get a better angle. So here comes the Gaze of Nagash. It's going to be skeeting down the pipe here. Big old damage going, as a lot of those guys do get hit. Beautiful spell placement. Going to be taking those guys down to about half health there. So that is very, very nasty. So Dork Elves do get objective number 3 and objective number 2. Vampire Count's going to be moving in here. That damage really hurt bad, but okay, look at that. During all of that engagement there, the Master Necromancer got taken down to half health as well by the Scourge Runner Chariot right here, as well as the Canate Assassin. So even though Subutai did get a really good pick here on the Black Guard, he also took a shitload of damage right there, and the Canate Assassin able to make him really pay for that, right? Forcing out an Invocation, which is going to be taking some of the Winds of Magic away from other things like, Gaze of Nagash. Back objective not being defended. Subutai going to be creeping in with his tech. It is going to be the double Banshee. So the Banshees are very good against lead infantry. They have armor piercing, ethereal resistance of 55% on physical. You can use them against all sorts of units here. And it does look like Subutai here is going to be pretty comfortable in the early engagements. Now, Malice Darkblade going to go after the Corpse Guard. He's going to be okay against it, but he retreats, probably seeing the Cryptors nearby in the back, as well as the Skeleton Spears are going to be enough to dissuade him. Now, he doesn't do magic damage, so he's not going to kill the Banshees terribly quickly. We do see the Cold One Knights moving in, and the Black Guard are going to begin their fight against the chaff units, as we do see a little flanking engagement as well. 3 pretty good quality units cutting through these zombies should be relatively quick. Now, in the back, it is going to be the Dire Pack. Subutai coming in, moving with the old Dire Pack, and the back objective is going to be taken. The Dark Elves actually just going to be fighting over the middle. Not going to be an easy one, and we do get the Flaming Sword of Ruin activated, so that's going to be giving magic damage to all these Dark Elf units. And whoa, Subutai with a potential huge blunder. He lands his Master Necromancer, but he hasn't landed yet. He could still pull out here. We'll have to see if he does. But the Master Necromancer trying to land on the ground there, but that would have been a disaster if he actually did land. Dark Elves in the back going to be calling in more Cold One Knights. Meanwhile, back objective is going to be taken by Subutai. In the middle is going to be held by the Dark Elves. The Blackheart Corsair is very good against chaff units, but going to be very, very bad against the Cryptors here. So we'll have to see. More of these guys moving in. Flaming Sword of Ruin is active and cooking. And actually, one of the Banshees is getting wrecked pretty bad by the Flaming Sword of Ruin. Of course, imbuing magic damage means the Banshees lose their 55% physical resist against those targets. And on top of that, it gives you fire, which helps against healing. So Satsan's Trophy and Demon's Curse activated. Cold One Knight's getting a little bit of work in there. And the Master Necromancer is in big danger. He's up in the sky. He's very low, sitting at 1700 HP. The Canate Assassin actually doing some nice work using his little hand bow there. And it looks like he was putting some good pressure on the Master Necromancer up in the sky. Now back in the fight, Cold One Knights move in, and there is going to be a Flamestorm activated, so that is going to be lower fire. We're going to see which way it goes. Unfortunately for him, the Flamestorm does kind of go the wrong way and isn't able to rotate and really cook that big brick of chaff units right there. That would have been something. In the meantime, Gaze of Nagash activated on top of the Sorceress. Doesn't really connect. It wasn't a direct hit. The Sorceress was kind of side strafing and moving during that shot, so the Gaze wasn't able to fully connect right there, which also hurts a little bit. But the battle is on. We do see the Dark Elves are up in value, but remember, with Vampiric Healing coming from the Corpse Carts and now soon to be the Mortis Engine, that's going to be very, very strong. Now, on the backside is going to be the Scourge Runner Chariot. Scourge Runner Chariot putting a little bit of poke down in the Mortis Engine. Its ammunition is very low, though. It only has 5 shots left, so I would imagine it's going to use all those shots into the Mortis Engine. Yes, that's going to be the case. Mortis Engine down to about 60% right here. But if this Mortis Engine is able to get up in the battle, it's definitely going to turn the tide. The Vampiric units are really, really going to be struggling. Malice Darkblade, Flaming Sword of Ruin, Reaper of Souls, and Bloodstorm activated, hitting all these units here in this blob. Malice, of course, going to be very good at killing the Banshees. The Cryptor is also taking some damage from the Flaming Sword of Ruin. Now, the cool thing about Flaming Sword of Ruin is that the fire damage against the Cryptors, because Cryptors are a regenerating unit, which means they're going to be flammable, so they're going to be taking a lot of extra damage from the Flaming Sword of Ruin. So very cool to see buffs in play. Now, this is a God tier play here from Subutai. Getting the big old Mortis Engine to drain down elite units is an excellent counter. The elite units, have really high melee defense and really high armor, but if you're able to go straight through all of that and drain their souls with the old Mortis Engine, it's going to be hard. We see Malice Darkblade move over there and try and help. There's going to be some Lower Fire Witchcraft, as that is a bit of a better Flamestorm, able to cook some zombies, get rid of some chaff units. But as it currently stands, no objectives being held by the Dark Elves. The Dark Elves are starting to fight for their back objective. Blackheart Corsairs and Dreadspears eventually going to win their fights here and get that objective back, but they're going to need to do it relatively quickly because if these 3 victory tickets keep going, it's going to be tough. Now, Blackguard here actually getting cooked by their own Flamestorm. Oh no, that ain't good for them. The other Blackguard in the back here fighting very well, and we do see a pocket of Vampiric units being taken down by the elite Halberds of Nagaron, so certainly not bad. Bad Boys crumbling down, Master Necromancer chortling in the distance. Vampire Counts definitely need a little bit of a... not Vampire Counts, the Dark Elves need a little bit of shooting. We do see Dark Shards coming in. Now, Dark Shards are really brutal against this faction, but the hardest part is actually keeping them alive. Against Dire Wolves and, Fellbats and all the creepy crawlies of the night. Trying to keep this thing alive is going to be, a job and a half here. Sorceress of Fire also being hunted. I like this. Subutai with the Killer Instinct here is going to be getting the Banshee with her little prison shank. She's like, come back here. Hunting that thing down. The Velociraptor is slightly faster, but Banshees are really quick as well. So you're going to be able to keep hot on that tail right there. Now, Malice Beamblade, he is putting in work here, grinding down a lot of units, trying to get on top of the Mortis Engine. The K-Nate Assassin a little bit surrounded here, so he's going to be hurting. Blackguard will be reinforcing, and here we do see the home objective of the Dork Elves coming back to them. So Pontus Claw is trading, or Ponty we'll call him for short, is trading pretty well, but I would say Vampire Counts are pretty well ahead. And now the Dark Shards move in, but a bit of a misclick. He moved them too close, and now they're going to get taken to Pound Town by the Cryptors. Cryptors are just a world beater unit. They're very difficult to remove. Their regeneration, the poison, their cost, really, they're just super cost effective. So those Dark Shards are going to pay the price. Now, the Dark Elf Infantry can beat the Vampire Infantry if the Mortis Engine isn't around. But if the Mortis Engine is still cooking, it's still around, it's still causing havoc, you're going to be paying a price right here. So Mortis Engine down to 2,900. Malice Beamblade popping the Bloodstorm to give him the nice ward save right there. And I don't think he's going to be able to kill it, but at the very least, he's going to be able to threaten this thing and keep it busy. Dark Elves do win their flank fight here, but this is a nice play as well. Cairn Rates are kind of like a soft counter against elite infantry here. They do have good armor piercing, and they 100% AP as a matter of fact, so they can actually get through the Blackguard pretty well. In the back, we do get more Dark Shards being brought out. Back objective is going to be taken by the Dork Elves. So Malice is trying to put this game on his back, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. He's getting very, very low. He's gotten 1,700 value in his demonic life. He got probably more in his natural life here. The Scourge Runner Chariot, I think, is really good. I think that's maybe something that can put some hurt down on the Mortis Engine back here. But the K-Nate Assassin is going to be taken offline. We are going to be seeing him fleeing from the hills as the cackling Necromancer top the big old Mortis Engine. Going to be routing him off. And it does have a bonus for his infantry. People often forget that Mortis Engines are still chariots. So they do quite a bit of work here. But I think the game's over. I think Subutai's won this one. Malice Darkblade is in big trouble right now. The Dark Shards are not even going to be able to shoot, really. One Dark Shard gets taken down instantly, and he needs those things to really do work. Crypticals do normally lose against Blackheart Corsairs, but in the current health state of these Corsairs, they're probably going to lose that fight right now. And I just don't see Malice getting out of the brick there. The K-Nate Assassin does actually get run over by the Mortis Engine. Cairn Wraiths are value trading very well versus the Blackguard, but the Blackguard are doing pretty good considering the circumstances. 187 kills, and they were able to get 1,100 value even after getting blasted by that Gaze and Nagash early. So, sometimes in the current meta, you do see elite infantry doing reasonably well, which is cool to see. But they're going to be getting it, and more bows from downtown. Dark Shard shooting in, and look how good the Dark Shards are. When they're able to sit and shoot, man, oh man, that's Bread City right there. Also against these ethereal units like Cairn Race, a good tech that you can mix in are the Slaanesha's Harvesters, the Doomfire Warlocks, because if they try and press into your backfield with any sort of a chaff unit or ethereal units, you can use the magic damage on the Harvesters to just kill them in like 2 seconds. I doubt he's brought that. But Malice Darkblade, your soul belongs to me. It's going to be true. Malice, have fun in the Warp or wherever you're going to be going in Warhammer, because it is not going to be a fun place. Down to 200 HP, being prison shanked by all the spears. And the Cryptors as well. The Blackguard moving in to try and help the mighty Lord here. But I don't think it's going to be enough. And he is going to be down for the count here in a second. 51, 39, 32. And down he goes. So Malice Darkblade clubbed on down. Cavalry coming in to clean this up. But I think Subutai is going to be advancing on to the Grand Finals to face the Kraken King. Anticity, most likely. I'm guessing you won that matchup. I do feel like it's Slaanesh favored, but I could be wrong. Maybe Old Gondola got you. Let me know how that's going. And, yeah, GG, well played. There's no chance. I mean, we have a healthy Mortis Engine on the field. Mortis Engine's going to be cackling all the way to the bank. And, yeah, that is it. GG, well played, though. Really fun match. That was a good game. It was cool seeing Malice. We got to see some elite infantry in action. And the Dark Elves just don't have the means. They have, like, a lot of things got kind of low, but just couldn't finish the job. The Necromancer is very low, but still alive. The Mortis Engine's still alive, just barely. The Corpse Guard's hanging in there. Like, a lot of things got, hammered there, but it wasn't quite the case. Snickerdoodle in chat saying one day I'll win a tournament. You can do it. Yeah. Nurgle can definitely beat vampire counts. It's actually, I would say, pretty good for Nurgle. Maybe like a 55-45. It's gotten a little bit harder with the new Blood Knights, actually. I think the Sword and Board Blood Knights are very good against Nurgle, but yeah. All right, back objective going to be taken. Vampire counts fighting here to the bitter end. I do think Scourge Runners were quite nice. I think an opening like with like 3 or 4 Scourge Runner chariots could be pretty punishing. But save their ammunition. Don't use their ammo until like a Mortis Engine comes out. You know, save their ammo. Be very conservative with that. And yeah, we will see what is cooking. All right, down here, Dread Spear is trying to fight, but they will be losing to Crypt Ghouls. We see the Master Necromancer stroking his Forbidden Rod as he flies around in the sky up here. You can see him doing his thing. He's stroking it pretty hard there. So he is hanging out. And yeah, there's the second Crypt Ghoul, right? Heavy Cavalry going to be on the way in, but honestly, Cold Knights, they don't kill infantry super quickly. I mean, they will beat a Crypt Ghoul unit, but it's going to take a hot moment. Vampire Counts is chilling out in the middle, and it looks like the Mortis Engine does actually get killed. Look at that. Nice. Yeah, Kugath is good against Vampire Counts, but so is the Exalted Great Unclean One. I actually prefer the Exalted Great Unclean One because he's faster. He's got like 8 or 9 movement speed faster than Kugath, so that means he can bounce between objectives a little bit better, but yeah. I could show you a build, Nitro, if you want. Just remind me after this game, and we'll go show you that. I have a whole build guide for Nurgle. If you go to my channel, you can see builds for every single matchup. All right, how are we looking here? Master Necromancer flying overhead, and here comes the Cold One Cavalry. Not going to be enough. Probably going to see a zombie summon on top of these guys. That'd be a very strong play, but nope, they're going to get in there. But that still is going to be a triple cap most likely. Dark Elves trying to contest that one. They actually flip it back there, very clutch. Yeah, there's no freaking way in hell. I mean, he's basically just delaying the inevitable. Yeah. All right. GG, well played, guys. Get ready for Slaanesh versus Vampire Counts in the grand finals. Going to be a fun one. Fast, you know, big Slaaneshi demons just going balls deep, trying to get picks where they can is always a good time. And the Mortis Engine, did he summon another one? I don't think he did. No, the Mortis Engine's dead. He did not get that thing back. It was killed by the Scourge Runner. It's that's a corpse card in there. Yeah, that you're seeing. So probably a little bit mistaken on that. All right. 1,400 points coming in. It ain't over till it's over, says Yeetus Parakeetus. I love the name, by the way. But yes, this one is over. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Yeah, I wonder about the Vampire Count versus Slaanesh matchup. Like, I know it's like, can the Greater Demons get the snipes? I think that's usually how that goes. Yeah, it's going to be a fun finals. It'll be fun. So fasten your seatbelts, guys. Get some coffee, get some tea, get a nice little snack, some popcorn, and prepare yourselves for the Duel of Fates. As this game wraps up, we will give you guys a lovely cinematic view of some very cool-looking elite Dark Elf infantry, the Harganeth Executioners, butchering through these skeletons. The problem with Harganeth Executioners in this matchup, though, is the Crypt Horrors give them the dirty, but, I mean, they can cut through pretty much a insurmountable amount of chaff units. They're going to have a very good time with that. Approaching here, only 20 more points. I was wondering why Claw's games went so long today, Ponty. I think he plays to the bitter end every game, which is very Chad, but, you know, it does delay the tournament a little bit as well. Do you think there's going to be an Age of Sigmar Total War? No, I don't think so. Not anytime soon. I think if there's going to be an Age of Sigmar Total War, I think it would be like literally like 10 years from now. Like way down the road. Age of Sigmar is popular in tabletop, but it does very poorly in the video game world. People just don't seem to like it. All right, so we got the grand finals. Malice did okay. Blackguard, 900 and 1200 isn't terrible. Banshees were a really cool tech as well. It was fun. Flaming Sword of Ruin, lots of neat stuff as well. And let's go ahead and do the finals. All right, so it's going to be the Kraken King Anticity, the #1 ranked player in the scene right now. He's going to be defending his crown next week to see if he can stay #1. Not next week, but this next weekend, actually. And let's get Subutai in there. And let's get Anticity in there as well. Okay, and there we go. GG. Well played to you, Ponty. It was fun seeing you in action. And let's do it. All right, so we got the finals here. He's going to be there. And let me know map when done. Okay, let me message Anticity. Let me know map when done. So Boy says, are you going to be streaming Total War 40K in 2 to 3 years? If it comes out, absolutely, dude. Oh my God, are you kidding me? I would have an erection for like a month straight. Let's freaking go. Yeah, like if we get a 40K Total War and it has good multiplayer and they don't shit the bed on that, if it has like a functional multiplayer that's fun and fair and balanced, I am going to go so hard in creating an awesome competitive scene. I'm going to get sponsors. We're We're going to redo the website, have a lot of good functionality on there. We're going to have guides for every single faction. Yeah, Anna's in trouble. She said for a month straight, that's right. You better watch out, darling. I'm coming for you. And we're going to go so freaking hard in the paint on that game if it does come. It better, I swear to God. And it better be good too. All right, so we're here. I'm talking in-person events. Like, we're going to get players. We're going to have in-person LAN events where we can get some of the local players. I do know a couple high-level players in California from Total War, actually. I know a lot of the guys personally. We'll have, like, LAN events, all sorts of fun shit. It's going to be awesome. It better freaking happen. Okay, so let's do that. So we're going to play the Haunted Vale. Ooh, very scary. Very scary. Walnuts, I know. I really hope that's coming out because I'm going to be glued to this channel. I know, Tony. I know. The good times will roll, man. A month of freedom. Quite the opposite, Scotch. Quite the opposite. Okay. So, Anticity, the Dark Lord versus the old Vampire Count journeyman here, Subuchai. Will he upset here in this game? Will he get it done? Find out on today's episode of Dragon Ball Z. And yeah, it's been good. We've been having a good old match here. I had some good games though, man. That Empire Vampire Coast game was really fun, but man, I'm really curious how Coast players are going to beat Vampire Counts. I don't know. Undead, yeah, the Undead do have the home field advantage here. That's right, they do. This is the spooky Haunted Vale. Okay. We're going to do that as well. And yes, the grand final is upon us. Slaanesh counts. I often wonder if we do end up getting a 40k game, like what the starting factions would be. It would have to be some, obviously Ultramarines are like the poster boy, right? And then, I think you have to have Chaos in there. So like Black Legion, Orcs, Eldar, all that kind of shit. You're going to lab Vampire Coast tonight, even though I've never played them before. Yeah. This will be fun. I'm excited. I mean, as long as Subuchai just needs to not get sniped early on. He needs to not let his Mortis Engine get sniped. He needs to not get that Mortis Engine sniped and not get his freaking his Lord sniped. If he can avoid that, like, Vampires can win that grind, actually, for sure. But man, Slaanesh and Inkari is so brutal in this matchup. So brutal, because every time something dies near Inkari, they get healed. So it's just awful. How did he play tonight? We did pretty good. The games were fun. Yeah, really fun games. Do you think they would just go by chapter or by Space Marines? I don't know. That's a good question. I mean, if they want to milk, if they want to, the DLC grind, you'd want to have the different chapters have some unique units. You probably will have like one core Space Marine faction if it were to be the case, and then you would get like add-ons like a salamander and like some unique units that are only on certain chapters. I don't know how they would do it, really. Yeah. All right. So soon they will be ready. I want to see what they're cooking up. Yeah, they got to milk DLCs at CA for sure. Yeah, because Big Daddy Games Workshop's going to have their hand in the honey jar, right? If that's the case. Yeah. I haven't read that one, no Walnuts. I haven't seen it. The Blood Ravens. Just give me Death Guard. I don't care. Just hopping on to say I meant to pick Ambush. The other map? Oh, okay. Sure. Sounds good, Ant. Thank you. The ambush is upon us. The Imperial Ambush. A really nice map made by Hitman Hippo and Sleepy Lion. Shout out to the boys there. Yeah, $15 for a Primarch. I know, they should take the Games Workshop approach and charge like $90 for a tactical Space Marine box. Dude, you guys want to see suffering? You want to know what the pits of hell look like? I'm going to take you to a place called Australian Games Workshop. Let's go here. All right, so we're going to go to the Australia. Okay, there we are. So I don't know why. I guess it's just like an importing thing. But dude, the Australians get wrecked so badly when it comes to paying for Games Workshop stuff. Like, dude, how is this real life? How is this real life? You pay 67 Australian dollars for this one model. For this box of like just like some Terminators and Space Marines, it's not even much. You pay 280 Australian dollars. Australians get wrecked so bad. I don't know why it's the case, but they get, it must be the land of 3D printing, I swear, because I don't know how these are affordable. They're ready? Okay, let's just look at one more suffering thing here. Like Lionel Johnson's, okay, I mean, the Primarch, whatever, but it's so expensive, man. Like, let's see what a tactical kit is. Yeah, 5 Space Marines are 110 Australian dollars. Oh my God, that is brutal. Okay, I feel bad for our Australian homies, man. That is so rough. Okay, yeah. Do we have any Australians in chat who can, like, say that it's just obscenely expensive? Oh, my dog just came in here. Oh, you almost never... Hey, Lola. Oh, what a good doggy. Yeah, I know $1 US isn't the same as $1 Australian dollar, but it's honestly... Apparently, it's still very, very expensive. Yeah. Lola, are you lurking in the doorway? I think the Chihuahua lurks. She's like, it's time. I want to go on a stroll. Yeah, this will be the last game, obviously. It's the grand finals of the tournament. And then after that, we're going to take the Dread Beast on a little walk there. I appreciate the condolences. All right, guys. Let's look at the army here in the grand finals. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be Anticity versus Subutai, ODM versus RTK. Two of the greatest clans in Total War Competitive going to be dueling it out as well. And the entire front line, of course, Anticity does not like slow units, and he's going to be going Mass Forsaken. So Forsaken are very much shock infantry. High weapon strength, really good at killing zombies and skeletons, but get countered by Cryptors as well. Aside from that, it is going to be some Demonettes. So we do have one unit of Exalted Demonettes and Inkari as well. Hell to the yeah, that's going to be super cool. So Inkari is just an insanely good assassin. Spells are going to be Acquiescence, and that's it. So really just going to be using Willing Prey and Wit Stealer Sword. Wit Stealer, yes. To karate chop things and just do a ton of damage. That's going to be it. Now looking at Old Man Subutai's build, it is going to be... Actually, he's pretty much the same age as Anticity, so he's not the Old Man. He's not in that category yet. He's going to be doing the pencil formation vampire counts. So the reason why you do the wiener formation with these zombies is because you're giving your opponent less surface area to attack. So if you have an absolute piece of shit unit and you're fighting something that's actually really high DPS, by presenting less surface area, you're going to be, you know, not... The unit will live longer, basically, which is very good. And since zombies do no damage anyways, it's not a bad trade-off, really. All right, so we got some corpse carts in the back. They are going to be the Unholy Lodestones for the healing, as well as stat line buff, Skeleton Spears, the Claw of Nagash, double White King with Scabscraith as well. And yeah, Scabscraith's going to be really good, although not so much against Forsaken. Yeah, it'll be okay against the Demonettes, though, so we'll see if he's going to be tuning into that. And it is going to be the Strigoi Pimp King up in the sky with Spirit Leech as well as Invocation. So probably Subutai is just going to be using the Spirit Leech over and over on top of the big scary over here, on top of Inkari. We'll have to see. But here comes the vampires emerging out of the trees. I feel like it's been too long. But we do have two corpse carts. We got one right here, and we have another one right here. And their game plan is going to be moving up and getting onto that point right there, and then, you know, really trying to hold that one down. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I had a lot of fun with that. Alrighty. Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh are lurking, looking to get some big old javelin fire downtown. Will they get her done? Find out on today's episode. Forsaken, able to bum rush the points very aggressively. And Inkari can definitely kill White Kings. It's going to take a moment, but Spirit Leashes are going to be activated from Subutai here in a moment. And now we do see the Marauder Horsemen coming over, trying to get their javelin attacks on. Subutai does use a breath attack, which I think is a bit of a misplay. I think you want to use a breath attack on Inkari. But immediately, the Marauder Horsemen actually do just get Spirit Leech and broken off. So, I mean, hey, look, that's one way to deal with them. Just, you know, get them with the take cover and then break those bad boys down. So, what's not to love? But out of the gates, we do see the forces of Slaanesh actually going for a bit of a stuffing strategy. Very interesting. So, he triple pushes Subutai, and Subutai seems a little bit nervous to push out. Oh, shit. Strigoi Ghoul King has landed on the ground, and immediately Inkari is going to be zipping on over with the Rage Boner. So if the Strigoi Ghoul King gets trapped on the ground and Inkari is able to close the distance, oh shit, Subutai might have blundered early. He needs to get back to his army. He needs to call his whole army over here now. Oh, this is going to hurt. So we do see the Wit Stealer Sword activated, and that is going to be, as the French would say, some damage. So Strigoi Ghoul King afflicted by Acquiescence, getting charged, but is able to create some distance. Inkari not connecting as efficiently as possible. We do see a couple Cryptors coming over, and an Invocation is here, and Opal Amulet. So really, really well played there. And Inkari normally would be hitting the Ghoul King, but I think the Horsemen are getting in the way. But there, another hit is connected there, and I think that the Strigoi Ghoul King is going to be able to turn around and survive. And oh, is Subuchai here with the reverse Uno? He then traps up Inkari with Cryptors, Skeleton Spearmen, as well as the Ghoul King himself. All right, so that trade actually becomes very favorable for old Subuchai there. But he does not have any objectives. As it currently stands, Anticity is forcing the fighting into the back here. Forsaken have engaged. Inkari's trapped in Cryptors once again, having a really bad time, down to 5,000 HP. And the Pimp King is here. The Ghoul King is going in. 4,400 HP. Poison attacks are really going to be doing quite a bit of work, mitigating the very high stat line of Inkari. Inkari down to 4,400 HP, and we can see the Strigoi Ghoul King afflicted by Acquiescence, of mitigating the speed, but still coming in and doing quite a bit of work. And here we do see the chaff units getting obliterated. So Skeleton Spearman going to be defeated as well. Mortis Engine is going to be in here in full effect. And that Mortis Engine is going to be very nasty. It's going to be draining down all these units. And I don't think that Subuchai is going to... Yeah, he might have troubles getting that opportunity again. Anticity probably won't blunder Inkari again into the backfield like that, but maybe. Dire Pack is going to be a good choice as well. So the Dire Pack is going to be screaming across, and that's going to be a good screen out, potentially able to hunt down Inkari right there. Forsaken of Slaanesh able to nibble right there. And the battle rages on in the middle. The Bringers of Beguilement, Arawar, Exalted Demonettes, able to actually beat Cryptors in combat. But the White King and the Scabscraith has probably been doing some really, really good work. But cool to see this infantry unit, this super elite infantry unit, doing excellent work. And this is one of the few matchups in which elite infantry are actually decent against vampire counts. A lot of factions will bring elite infantry. But now, there's a little bit of counterplay here for the old Kraken King. He does have his 2 Marauder Horsemen and is able to get some Seekers of Slaanesh to annihilate the Dire Pack. Makes sense. You know, Seekers hit really, really hard. Dire Pack is a much cheaper unit. Well, not by much, about 400 gold there. But Seekers of Slaanesh are back on the menu. And if Subuchai is able to get a pick on Inkari, I mean, that would probably be a game-ending play. And Strigoi Ghoul King is an absolute raid boss of a fighter, guys. 500 weapon strength, bonus versus large, poison attacks, Spirit Leech, and a ward save item. I mean, there's a lot. Fascination activated. So that is a army ability for Slaanesh, which takes a long time to build up, but it is going to be building up now. And Witstealer's Sword is not active, so that means the Strigoi Ghoul King is going to be able to endure this most likely. It's going to be lasting another 2 seconds, and the Ghoul King from here should be able to escape. We're going to see what Old Man Subuchai does with it here. Mortis Engine moving on in and advancing up. We do see the 2 White Kings, the Corpse Carts, are pressing in. Objective number 1 potentially going to be taken by the Ghouls over here. So we do see Crypt Ghouls trying to get the vampire counts on the board. Man, Ghoul King's getting smashed up. Witstealer's Sword, 1,000 weapon strength is no joke, but they're just going for it. They're both committing to the fight. 900 HP. 900 HP. Who's going to win the duel? Oh, shit. Inkari gets the pick and procs the heal. That was just... Both players were playing a little bit of Russian roulette right there, and it looks like Old Anticity is going to be getting there, but unstable on Inkari as well. And Inkari is going to be going down with the Ghoul King. That is actually very valuable for Subuchai. Probably a win for the vampire counts overall in that duel, because Inkari is probably a little bit more impactful there. And the Mortis Engine is still alive, so that's quite big. All right, now, back on the point, though. Subuchai tried to get it. His Crypt Ghoul is going to get run down by Seekers, but these units have been nerfed recently, so they're not going to be as killy as they once were. -6 leadership with the Horseman coming in should be able to seal the deal, and those Ghouls probably going to get diminished pretty heavily. Mortis Engine is getting that drain right there, so it is draining down the Forsaken and these other Forsaken, and the Vampires have a pretty nasty brick of units moving in. Looks like there's going to be some sort of witchcraft going down. Narcissism activated on the Corpse Cart? That's a weird one right there. Oh shit, he misclicked. Anticity meant to use Narcissism on the Mortis Engine to kill it, but he misclicked and used it on the frickin' Corpse Cart. So now the Mortis Engine might be able to Palpatine cackle and get away from here. We're going to see. The Horsemen are circling right there. Here they come, and ooh, nice volley right there. If the Mortis Engine goes down, that's a huge win for Slaanesh. Now on the outside here, Vampire Counts are going to be able to get their clutches on this objective, but they still need a triple cap. And the Mortis Engine is juking. It is bobbing and weaving. If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball. 200 HP, and the Mortis Engine gets killed by the Marauder Horsemen of Slaanesh. All right, guys. So, Anticity's sitting on 2,500 in the bank, which is nuts. I don't know what he's doing with that. Probably thinking about maybe calling in Inkari again and getting his Lord back in the game. We'll have to see. Anticity can obviously win on 1 point here, but the Vampire Counts have a big army, and they have 2 White Kings here. Probably what you do is you leave all these chaff units over here, and then you send the 2 White Kings over to get that objective. I think that's going to be your play. So the undead moving out with zombies and skeletons mostly, but Forsaken and Seekers. Well, Seekers do not like fighting chaff units. They're actually going to be having a hard time with the Skeleton Spearmen here, but Forsaken should be very, very good against those. Corpse Cart and Crypt Ghoul still putting up a good fight over here. You know, Forsaken should be able to chew through them, though. And Subutai, you know, great minds think alike, as they say. And the two White Kings are going to be heading over to that objective right there. What is Subutai going to be doing with his money? And what is Anticity doing with his money? Is he just like... Is he having some challenge right now where like a no reinforcement challenge? Holy shit. Is Anticity making a video right now? Is he saying like, I'm not going to use anything beyond my starting army and I'm going to win a tournament match? I feel like Anticity might be doing that. Because why else would he not be spending his money? He's got to have things to call in, right? No, he's been calling in Seekers, right? He's not making a video. I think he's saving up for Inkari. Okay, he's not making a video right now. I thought it was going to be one of his videos with the thumbnail like, win a tournament, no reinforcements, you know? Land battle, I could already see the thumbnail. Land battle in domination, you know, or conquest in domination mode. But yes, the White Kings are moving over this way. And they're going to put some, you know, pressure on the objective here. But Inkari with Witstealer's Sword should be able to beat them down. And the Vampires are making slow progress towards their objective here as their legions of zombies and the dead do shamble on. But the Forsaken are doing quite a bit of work. I think Subutai is going to want to get I think he's going to want to get his Mortis Engine back, most likely. I don't think calling the Ghoul King is going to be the play. And now Subutai is just going to be going for the objective with all of his goodies. But this is brilliant, right? So Subutai is like, okay, I'm going all in on objective 3. And as soon as that happens, Anticity counterplays by calling out a Forsaken, which will annihilate the zombie, forcing Subutai to keep more units on that objective and kind of changing the trajectory of his play here. One White King is on the back point. The undead are shambling on. Crypt Horrors are here. I mean, Inkari's uber expensive. Uber expensive here. And so here they come. Yes, zombies and Crypt Horrors and Skeleton Spears should be able to wrestle the ground. A couple horsemen are going to be arriving. Could we see a comeback from old Subutai here? It's certainly not going to be easy. Skeletons heading to the back objective. White King trying to chase off those horsemen and get that point right there. Looking really, really fun in this duel of fates we're having. Forsaken going to be chewing through the zombies, and he's going to have to get some units here to stabilize this, maybe like a Hound unit. Inkari's coming for that bread. Going to be, I mean, imagine how terrible it'd be to be this Necromancer and just see that shit coming up behind you. Like, no, Inkari is terrifying. Like, a lot of the greater demons are really scary, but this Slanesh one is especially terrifying in a very, it's just so fast, you know? The Nurgle one, I mean, they're all scary, to be fair. I think the least scary of all the greater demons is probably the Lord of Change. I mean, the Tzeentch demons are, like, frightening, of course, but, like, compared to, like, a Keeper of Secrets or, like, a Great Unclean One or a Bloodthirster, those are all way scarier. If you were asking my opinion, that would be my 2 cents there. But yeah, the Corpse Cart getting absolutely crushed there. White King's coming back. The back objective is going to be going to Subutai here. Holy shit, does he actually have a chance at this game? White King trying to contest this objective. Crypt Ghoul's moving up. Inkari is able to kill the Corpse Cart. White King hanging in. Crypt Ghoul's going to be on the way over. Seeker is going to be crashing down on the objective here. And Subutai is actually threatening this point. Seeker's getting crumbled. They're not what they used to be. They definitely die much, much quicker. The game sound is probably just very low. Let me see. Hold on. I think it's there. Let me check. No, it's there. It's definitely there. It's just very quiet. Okay. So this is a S tier play by Anticity, by the way. Using using Narcissism and/or Fascination to keep them from getting to the objective is super clutch. Crypt Ghouls do arrive here, but it looks like Anticity is going to be able to use Inkari to grab this objective here. So we're going to be seeing objective 2 probably be taken by the Kraken King, even though this one is under heavy threat. We have the Crypt Ghouls coming in with Narcissism turned off here. So this is going to be 7 capture weight against 4, but I think Anticity is going to be able to hold. Yeah, I think he's going to be able to hold. That one does go to the Kraken King. It's going to be a double cap. What a really, really close game, honestly. Even in the very end, that became kind of tight. Granted, I think Anticity would have won it even if he lost the objectives because, you know, he would have a little bit more time to play and get that back using these. So that is going to be GG. Well played to the Kraken King. What a fun match that was. That was a good time for all. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that one as much as I did. And you know what? I think that was a pretty quick stream. So we can do a little FFA to close things out. So we're going to do the auto gen FFA. All right. GG. Well played. Let's have some fun. Let's get it. The Kraken King scrapping hard. Subutai putting up a great fight, by the way. Almost winning. If whoever's Lord survived, that probably would have just won the game. Like, if the Ghoul King had won the duel versus Inkari and survived, and then, you know, Inkari had crumbled, it's probably GG. But, man, what a match. 3,000 value here. Inkari getting 4,000, but didn't pay for itself considering it was summoned twice. Oh, shit. He had a second Keeper of Secrets in reserve. Seeker's doing pretty well, but honestly, he seems to not be OP. And that was very, very fun. The boss battle was wild. It was great. We got like a big hero duel. So, Turin, random army FFA. Let's close it out with a little bit of spice, shall we? I don't know where the Chihuahua went to. It disappeared in the house. All right, so we're gonna do the Shrine of Cain. Should be fine. Lost Temple is a certified classic as well, so maybe let's do Lost Temple. And we got Shaq in here. Anybody else who played in the tournament or has the Total Tavern map pack on is welcome to join. So today it's going to be auto-gen. So let's pick something different to give you guys a little bit of flavor. We're going to do a Kislev auto-gen army. All right. So auto-gen 3 times. Anticity, Outer Region, and Shaq 3 times. 1, 2, and 3. Ooh, boy. I don't hate this army. We got Katarine on her Warbear with magic. We got Gotrek. We got some good shooting. We got Little Grom and shit. Okay. We're cooking. We're cooking with this. Imagine if Pavane was still allowed. Oh, Pavane is so dirty. Yeah. Does Kiss of the Deep proc on everyone in an FFA? Yeah, it would actually, yeah. All right, Outer Region and Shaq, you guys got to ready up. Dude, Outer Region, you better not be switching your armies when you don't like it. You got to take what you get. When your Lord costs 3K, mine's 2,700, and it's not even like a monstrous Lord. Shaq, this is an auto-gen Shaq. It shouldn't take that long. You just roll your army 3 times, and then you ready up. Let me make sure they know. Okay. And there we go. All right. Yes, you avenged me. Yes, you did. You avenged the old man. You did indeed. I think next tournament, I think we're due for a little bit of Nurgle, guys. I think Nurgle's clutches are coming. Yeah, we'll be able to tell if that Khorne army's auto-gen for sure. Although honestly, even if it's not, who cares? We're just here for fun. All right, so this map is not great for shooting, unfortunately. It's got a lot of like weird obstructions and stuff, but we have a couple Kislevite warriors. We fight for Ursun, and then we get these guys, the Ice Guard, the Brawlers over here, Katarine on Warbear. Gottschalk's going to be in there being an absolute pimp. We only got 1 heavy cav unit, so that feels kind of bad. Little Grom is going to be in 4. These guys can be in 3, and you can roll around with the main army as well. All right, let's put the pressure on them. Let's get this game started. Outer Region's army is going to be max chosen. I swear you didn't auto-gen? You mean you were supposed to auto-gen, Shaq? You didn't auto-gen, or you forgot? You have to let me know. You're supposed to auto-gen. I think you meant to say you swear you did auto-gen. You did. Okay, so you just mistyped. Got it. Land is power. We should be doing some scouting. So that's going to be... Is that dwarves over there? I think it's dwarves. And Anticity here with the Demons of Chaos, I think? Yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, I don't care if you stream snipe this FFA. You can watch if you want. All right, so what do we got? Oh, man, that army's pretty aggressive. Are they going to run away from me? What's the play going to be? Okay, let's get Little Grom up. We need to start ripping some shots. Holy shit, can we get those Bringers of Beguilement? Oh, yeah, give it to me, precious. So we got our full magic, which is rad. Can Little Grom shoot? Get in range? Oh, yeah. There's the Little Grom shot. Oh, is he going to dodge it? The Demons of Chaos. Anticity is dodging over there. That's really funny. All right. So, man, shooting is going to be rough here, guys. Chelsea are going to have some big line of sight issues. Nobody wants to fight the dwarves, right? Screw that shit. The demons seem much more interesting to fight. Oh, give me that big goodness there. Oh, yeah. Give me those points. It's only 58 points so far. Oh, we'll shoot the bloodletters. Okay, let's move our heavy cab up. We'll do that. Oh, I don't like this positioning. It really exposes my back. Okay. The shot is there. We're going to go move in. Nobody wants to fight dwarves. Nobody wants any of that shit. We're going to go charge with the heavy cavalry. Put you over there. And Katarine's going to go as well. All right, so can we do this? Charge there for a second, mitigate the shooting, and then we're going to pull back. Let's get the Little Grom to shoot at the Bringers of Beguilement. We're going to do this, and we get a big old cav charge, which isn't bad, and then we're going to retreat. And no problemo. All right, back into the trees. Kiss of Cavalry able to pull back. And Katarine could use some witchcraft here, but we'll see what's cooking. All right. Let's get the high ground. Corn is coming from the other side. We're gonna have an Anticity sandwich here. If anybody can handle it, it's gonna be him. All right, so let's get that. Rear charge those bloodletters. We'll get Katarine in there as well. We're gonna use the Frostfang there. Oh shit! Can I cancel that? Yes, we can cancel it by using her buff there, which is nice. All right, so those guys do get sandwiched there. We're gonna do the big business here. And now we're going to get the Ice Guard to start shooting into the Chromatic Abominations. So we're going to get you guys, start shooting here. You guys coming up as well. And man, oh man, those cavalry are getting wrecked by his shooting. Granted, we are going to get a wipe on a unit probably, so that's good. All right, Streltsy also getting the biz from the dwarves. Feels bad. So sad. Retreat. And we were able to get a Bloodthirster. So, you know, pretty similar cost, honestly. Pretty similar cost. Okay, Streltsy are going to get up on the high ground. The Ice Guard are melting those guys. Wowza. All right, let's get you guys in on the pinks. We're going to get Katarina as well. And we're going to get the Brawlers with their shotgun shots to go. And Snow Leopard's coming. So are the Dwarves coming up behind me? They are. So eventually, the Dwarves are going to be here. Eventually. We're going to try and avoid them. We can get Little Grom to start shooting into the Dwarven lines a little bit. So we're going to shoot into the Peak Gate Guard here, which are a very expensive hammer unit. And I do want to use some magic. Do a little Ice Maiden's Kiss right there, which is going to be nice. All right, shots, and Snow Leopard get in there as well and help out. I mean, the trading seems to be going okay. But when the dwarves get there is when it's going to get really crazy. It looks like Shaq is doing very well point-wise. And we do fold up this army here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move you guys down here. We're going to get you guys away from the dwarves. And we're going to get you back and pull back this way. Keep farming in melee, keep farming in melee. Those are the Sour Guts, so they're going to explode and do some damage. But I'm getting a lot of points here, which is good. Anticity getting a shit ton of points too, but he's going to be eliminated probably. Because, yeah, I mean, he had the most vulnerable position of all of us. Yeah. This is the only way to beat Anticity is the 2v1, that's right. All right, let's get over here. Let's get over here. Those guys are going to crumble down. The Dreaded Skull Cannon's doing some work. And let's get that and go over there and see what we can do. I need to get my army like away from the dwarves because they're just full rage chub chasing us. All right. So that position's gonna go. We see the skull. Oh, he got two. Shaq got double skull cannons, by the way, which is hilarious. All right, let's get back here. Gotrek and company. Gotrek and the Leopard can go and hunt this skull cannon here. We could do the ice sheet thing, maybe. It's an idea. Okay, wow. Oh, you're gonna charge in there? Okay. I will happily take this. Form ranks. And we're going to do the ice sheet here to slow things down. I don't even know where it is when I have this many spells. All right, that's actually really good, that ice sheet. Holy shit. So that slows down all those bad boys. And now we get the last samurai of the gods. All right, so you guys are going to keep coming down here. We do manage to kill one of the skull cannons. Holy shit, those Streltsy got the job done, didn't they? Katarine getting attacked. Let's pop this. Get a little Snow Leopard to come out and help. And yeah, you guys move in and fight. Katarine's going to get away. Ice Guard, what do we shoot here? So let's get the two guns to get on the other skull cannon. So we're going to form ranks and shoot that thing. We're going to get you on the skull cannon too. And Katarine is going to maybe turn and fight here. The dwarves are Rage Boner chasing us. Do I sacrifice those guys? I think I do. Let's get this thing to shoot as well. Katarine does have the Death Frost ability. So we're going to overcast that to try and finish off that damn skull cannon. And the dwarves are coming for points. I don't know if they're going to get any. We're going to see. All right, so we do manage to kill that. Dwarves are coming. Full Rage Boner. Let's get you into melee there. Let's pull you back as well. Let's get Gotrek and company to try and finish her off. We're going to run you back this way. And we want to get the Corn army to fight against this other army. So it is a Blood Reaper. Okay. Cool. So yeah, the fighting went well. Streltsy, let's get you guys back. Do we have anything else lurking around? Gotrek is nearby, so he's going to come back here. We're going to do this. Let's get you under here. And we need to retreat all of our missile units away. One Streltsy is going to be sacrificed to the gods. Outer region's going to need to get a lot of points here. We want to lose our units against Corn. That's going to be how that goes. Okay, retreat. Streltsy are running. Ice Guard ladies are running. Let's get the polearms over here to intercept a little bit. I don't know if we can win this fight. If I have Death Frost, I would feel more confident in it. All right, so it looks like we are going to get away here. Do we have any units idling around? We have some horsemen, which are still chilling. Oh, shit, Corn is still alive with a lot of units back here, actually. All right, it's point blank you. Let's get Gotrek in there to deal with this. We're going to get the Kisselvite halberds in there. Come back there. And if Valkyrie comes in, what do we still have back here? Oh, shit. He's got like Herald's. Oh, Anticity's still alive. What a gremlin. I love it. He's going, dude. He's going. All right. Can we shoot that thing point blank? You guys turn and shoot. And let's get back. Have you shoot. Come on, fire. Point blank. Nice. Direct hit right there. Ice Guard are there. We need to keep the little Grom moving, and you come back this way. Blood Reapers do have really good spell resist, so they're going to be hard to finish. Shoot those Dwarven units. Katarine hopefully can get her done here on this. What kind of magic do I want to use? Yeah, everything here basically just has super good magic resistance. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and use Death Frost. Try and get the pick on that unit. You guys run this way. Keep fleeing. Oh, yeah, so the Ice Guard are caught in melee. A lot of our units are just caught in melee at this point. Let's use Stand Your Ground and fight that thing if we can. Try and get the little Grom away. Alright, at least we still have Gotrek, you know? We still got Gotrek chilling out. Let's get on the flamethrowers there, see if we can tie those guys down. Alright, so that thing is down for the count. Katarine is still alive. Anticity is still cackling and running in circles. Is he still in this game? Nah, I don't think he can win his points. Getting 2v1 like that's just brutal. Those are Iron Drakes. We're going to get you guys back. We're going to have Gotrek turn and fight against his fellow dwarves. Talk about a grudging, right? Ice Guard can maybe try and weasel this way. You guys can move in and fight there. Katarine's going to be able to do some nice stuff here. Do we have any cav left? I don't think so. And Little Grom, just there's no way that thing's escaping. It's cheated death one too many times already. All right, so let's get a little bombardment right there. Keep you guys running. Yeah, catapults are shooting in. Gotrek. Oh, shit, that's right. We have all of his items. We should be using those. Maybe Katarine can come here and just farm some of these Longbeards with Gotrek, fight shoulder to shoulder. The Streltsy could potentially rally. Dwarves have a shitload of stuff. He's up to, what, 4,000 points? Yeah, Khorne, we need to eliminate Khorne. Khorne being last man standing. Dwarves are going to get last man standing, so I need to get a lot of points. We'll save up a big AoE for later. I think he's got, like, cannons down there and shit, too. Shit, I should have been using that. Yeah, let's go get his freaking cannons. Let's go back behind there. It's a lot of free points. All right, we got Longbeards with Grey Opens here. Katarine can do a little bit of business, but we're not going to want any of that smoke. Yeah, man, those dwarf positions are going to be so rough. If those guys come back, that's going to be money, too. All right, Katarine needs to push away. Gotrek is in there. We could do the Heart of Winter. Screw it. Let's do a little Heart of Winter, see what happens. It'll be fun. So Gotrek is going to definitely lose here because there's just too many dwarves. So we get that. It's going to start hopefully doing work against the Longbeards. Gotrek can farm some points against Unger, maybe. Okay, Katarine lives, so we do get our guns back, which is outstanding. Let's farm some shots where we can. Keep going after the Slayer King, and we do get forced back there, which feels bad. Anticity's still cackling in the shadows. He's still lurking. Alright, that Icebane's Kiss wasn't bad. I mean, we need to pass Khorne in points, and then everything else just needs to pencil out. I don't know how we're going to do that. Gotrek dying here definitely isn't great, but he is getting a bit of damage here and getting us some points. All right, let's go get on this. We got you, so let's ride up here and get on top of the Grudge Thrower. I think Katarine coming over. How much magic do we have? We have 0, and that costs 24 for Heart of Winter. Heart of Winter should be way cheaper if you ask me. Okay, feel my axe. We're going to try and charge it. Katarine is going to get cooked, unfortunately, and just eat a lot of damage. So we need to juke up this way. And Gotrek does get taken out. He went out like a Chad. He fulfilled his Slayer Oath against his own people. Very fitting. And what do we want to do? Icebane's Kiss? I don't know if that's going to get us enough value. I think Khorne is probably going to win it. Because Khorne is... they've been battling Anticity. Dude, these guys have been having an unholy cockfight this entire game. Okay, the Brawlers can come back and shoot you guys. I kind of want to go mess with the demons and see if I can get some value over there with like a Frostbane's Kiss. If the Herald of Nurgle and his fiends are doing work. All right, the dwarves are still farming a lot with their artillery, but I think they're just kind of out of this game, to be honest. Katarine's going to go over here. We see a lot of demonic disintegration. Valky the Bloody able to get the disintegration. Oh, the Herald stabilizes. All right, let's go. Let's get down here. All right, so we're going to go here and then down like this. Perfect. So I do have a Death Frost. Overcasting it. I do have enough to overcast. It's pretty good, actually. One of these lords will be mine. The Fiends of Slaanesh are a lot of like squishy points we can get, maybe, but there's no way. I think Shaq wins it. The dwarves collapsing on me was tough. That definitely forced me to scurry away like a rat. Look at Anticity, though, getting his last laugh. Yeah, overcasting it, what does that do? Increases the duration? Oh, it only extends the cast range. Oh, so it's not even worth overcasting, really. All right, we're going to go out on our shield here. We're going to do this. Go, Katarine. Death Frost. Yeah, Death Frost's pretty good against these fiends. Actually is doing some work. We can do a little Icebane sheet here in a minute. We do manage to get up to 9,500 points. Anticity and I battling it out. Outer region is just the classic sad dwarves. The dwarves, so last man standing at FFA gives you like, it gives you how many points? Like 2,500. So he's no way. I think Gorn wins it. Well played. Well played. Zarina's face. Yeah, she's seen some shit. These are giant slayers. Okay, she's gonna break in a moment. Oh, Katarine. Go for it. Charge. Let's battle the slayers. How are they even taking damage, by the way? I guess her bear's doing it. All right, GG. She's like the 1 HP Doom guy. Yeah, from the old Doom game. Oh, yeah. GG, guys. Great match. That was very fun. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that encore to the stream. Shaq wins it. Outer region getting second, third, and then Anticity, of course, got double teamed. But he did really good, dude. Considering he got double teamed, he was a raid boss. I like thought he was wiped, and then I look back and he's like scurrying with all these mobile demons. I'm like, oh. Yeah, Turin winning no value from those units because they were healed too much. Yeah, it was a fun battle. All right, guys, that's going to be it. I owe the dreaded Chihuahua must be taken. So that's going to be it for tonight. Now, if you guys enjoyed what you saw here on Ye Olde Total War, please do drop a like on the way out. It helps quite a bit. Dude, you hear that? She barked right as I said that. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Thank you so much. Drop a like on the way out. And if you're on Twitch, consider following if you're not. And yeah, you guys rock, man. That was a lot of fun. GG's, well played. Adios, do widzenia. And we will see you all on the other side. Congrats to Anticity and Slaanesh for winning. No surprises there. GG, well played. See you guys on the other side.